nearly 4 million missed or lost workdays every year, resulting in a total cost of more than $700 million a year.
Why are they getting hay fever if they're working in an office, though?
Because it's pollen, it's everywhere. It's all over.
It's in...
Why don't you just fucking wear a face mask and fuck off already? Like, if it's bothering you so much, I see people in Japan and China always wearing face masks. They look like fucking ninjas walking around everywhere. Why don't you just wear a face mask and call it a day?
That doesn't work. That
Have you
doesn't
ever
stop
done
the
it?
pollen. No, because pollen is little. It's on everything. It's everywhere.
You wear a gas
breathe
mask.
it through the mask.
Wear a gas mask like a fucking raver.
Wear a hazmat suit. That's the solution.
Yeah. Well, if it's a big enough problem, if it's a problem or not. If it's a problem, wear a hazmat suit.
Medical costs. What are medical costs for this? $3.4 billion. Mostly due to the cost of prescription medications like Claritin.
Yeah. By the way, you know how nefarious Claritin is, that pharmaceutical company that markets Claritin? They now sell Claritin brand pillows. Did you know this? Yeah. Go to Bed Bath & Beyond. They have Claritin brand pillows, comforters, bed sheets, and it's so fucking weird and abstract and bizarre that I'm seeing these pharmaceutical companies now marketing like houseware, like house products.
Like Dipper Dander or something?
Well, that's what they're trying to do, Whitney. Is they're trying to associate it with what's the hypoallergenic. They're trying to associate with the term hypoallergenic. So they make supposedly hypoallergenic pillows and things. But guess what? That already existed. So Claritin is trying to become the Nike of bedwear.
I had a friend whose dog was hypoallergenic, and I hated it. So
the dog is the friend.
The dog.
Why?
Yeah.
What's wrong with the dog?
Dog. It's not like a cool dog. It was like an ankle biter. Sometimes dogs.
Dick's an ankle biter.
You sure it wasn't biting at pop?
What are you using? Yeah. So what else you got there?
Look, this is how bad it is.
Yeah.
12 million British people suffer from hay fever, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's a wonder cure you can get. You show up to the NHS, the public hospital, and they'll grab you with like an anti-allergen that suppresses your immune system.
Yeah.
So many people hate their hay fever so much that even though the NHS took this injection off of the safe injections list, because it weakens your body, it weakens your immune system, they're going to get it privately to escape their awful hay fever.
Well, does it help or not? Why is it?
Sorry,
why
people.
is it?
Because it weakens your
Symptoms of hay fever are what? Like runny nose, sore throat.
The weakening your immune system part? Did you hear that?
I mean,
The pollen count rises. Try We'll slowly build a tolerance to it. In small amounts.
I guess me and 30% of the world is just stupid to know we should be buzzing and hunting down like it's a sports drink. Oh, yeah. Maybe I found out maybe in bed when your voice is all fucked up with hay fever.
No.
You sound like an idiot.
Yeah. Big problem, I guess, Dick.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if she's already in bed, what does it matter?
I think I'm rolling in bed and you're trying to control that whatever it is.
And then I think the whole show. Like to be in there talking, what? You have to go to talk. It's silly, man. I don't just want to slam it in and then that's done. Like, I don't want to do something mechanical about it. I want to keep the romance going. You know a guy who talks like that is good, romance. What's the problem?
My problem is people who are recently enlightened.
Okay, this is interesting. What do you mean by that?
By that, I mean, you're a person who has read, I don't know, an Alan Watts book, or got high and watched Cosmos, or maybe you took psychedelics,
Oh,
and
God.
you had a massive personal breakthrough, which let me clarify, is awesome for you, because I feel like self-work is necessary, and, you know, it's, you want to be a whole person, sure, go crazy and, like, explore yourself and your mind and the universe, whatever. The problem is when they invade your Facebook posts and your Twitter and your party conversations as just some sort of, like, social media Jehovah's Witness, being like, have you discovered the universe? And it's a problem and it's toxic because, first of all, you're doing a disservice to yourself. Because if you really had that sort of amazing emotional breakthrough, whether it was around, like, you know, however, then you're doing a disservice by posting it on the wall and reducing it to some sort of, like, Facebook fuckery platitude. You know what I mean?
Facebook fuckery platitude.
Yes.
I know exactly what you mean, Whitney.
You can't force someone to have that sort of deeply emotional experience. You can't force someone to arrive at that. They have to discover it themselves.
Well, what more? Isn't there something insincere about it, too?
Super insincere.
Right?
Yes.
Because they're just, it's almost like bragging. That's what they want to do. They want to brag. It's like people who say they're into sapiosexual. They're not into people. They can't be attracted to intelligence because you can't fuck an IQ. What they're trying to say is, hey, look at me, I'm so smart. Oh, no, you're attracted to people who do that smart. No, you're attracted to people. But guess what? If somebody's smart, they're probably smarter than you, and you don't want to fuck you because they're not calling themselves sapiosexual. They know you're an idiot.
It's like, acting like a more evolved human. So it's even more sinister than being like, I'm smart, I'm intelligent. It's like, oh no, I'm on another level. I'm more connected than you. I'm so much more in touch with myself and with nature and the universe. It's like, don't fucking come at me with your bullshit, like, leftover drug trip, like,
Yeah, drug trip enlightenment, yeah. Or people who just discovered Nietzsche. Oh my god, the worst. The worst people. Wow, you guys are so much better than everybody else on Facebook. Yeah. So what should anybody talk about then?
Guardians of the Galaxy. There you go.
Oh, okay, you lost me. You're on your own. You're walking the plank.
Again, I think it's fine. Like, whatever. You did something else that's really cool. You had, like, a time where you discovered yourself, and that's fine. But that's not something that would be immediately relatable if you kind of post about it on Facebook, or, like, you read a really bad psychology book or something. It's like, you can't be a warrior for that kind of thing. You can't have people arrive at that, because somewhere it makes you sound like a fucking idiot.
Yeah, you know, I'm thinking, I want you guys listening right now, and you guys listening, to think back of somebody smart, and have they ever bragged about how smart they are, or any of the books they read? No, of course you do it all the time. You brag about how smart you are all the fucking time. And problems like this, where you talk about how stupid and petty everyone else is for posting their little accomplishments on Facebook, is another version of you bragging about how smart you are. Look, yeah, I'm an authority, okay? I'm a leader. People look up to me. I'm a thought leader. That's what people look at me for.
Right.
Yeah. What did you say earlier? Anger is the weather vane of truth? Right. That's what I am saying. I'm the weather vane. Yeah. Anyway, what do you post on Facebook then? I want to know what I should be posting and not come across as an asshole.
What you post on your own time, on your own channel, is none of my business, but I just think that people who are recently enlightened, who have that sort of breakthrough recently, they're the worst givers of unsolicited advice, and they're always like, you know, if your mind could be doing, you know that we are made of dead stars, and the dinosaurs
dead
were
stars.
the same as, like, everybody fucking knows. Everybody knows. We all got high what cosmos.
Yeah. Shut up. We are not enlightening anyone. We're not giving us a lecture at this party. And everybody cold, shitty people and get the shitty beer and go home alone. Exactly. Leave me alone, man. Don't make yourself in this corner. If the people who are like, that's fine too. I have this article from...
Pop astrology. Like,
yeah, pop astrology. Yeah. Exactly. There's this article on this website. It's called boringasheck.com, and one of my fans linked it to me. The article is called Science for the Epic Mother Freaking Win. That's what I read the first paragraph. I fucking love science. Science for the motherfucking epic win. Don't know if you've seen the t-shirt I've been sharing on Facebook, but it has a lot of stuff about science and how fucking epically motherfucking sick it is. It's cool to talk about science using swear words. The swear words make the science better. I was wondering if I would.
Was it written in earnest?
Yeah. You see what Sakai posted the other day? Yeah. The funny picture with the big words written all over the picture? Epic much? The man knows his internet. He's practically native one. His post is basically just a big ordered win with a side of fucking epic bacon and a bunch of fucking sriracha sauce poured on top. Shit, yes, science.
God, that made me want to punch a baby.
Yeah. And you know what's funny? The fact that you guys had to ask if that was satire makes that much more relevant. Because we know people like this.
It's the actual words. I mean, people, this is a whole other topic talking about people who talk on internet slang, and that's like the actual words ever, but it's just, again, you can't force someone that sort of like very deep personal breakthrough. You can't say, here's how to think like that. It's like you have to arrive on that on your own. And you sound like an idiot. It sounds like closing down the rabbit when you dabble with it if you talk about it on Facebook. Yeah.
Why can't you walk people into the enlightening full-time government?
You know,
It doesn't work on you. It clearly annoys you. So why couldn't you try?
I get, like, yeah, when you tell something or whatever, it makes you really excited, makes you want to share that excitement with the world, and I totally get it, but that's not the kind of thing that you're going to get from having a conversation with someone. You have to take the time and like, do the internal work and figure it out.
Don't you get that it's condescending, Dick? If I came to you and was trying to teach you
No.
something,
I don't think that it's condescending. I think that you read into it that it's condescending. For the most part, I think people are just proud of these stupid revelations that they have.
I think there's a middle ground where it comes across as condescending, but the people, you know, most of the time they just want to share something cool that they found, which is fine, but they sound like a fucking idiot.
it's like a 4-year-old. If a 4-year-old comes up to me and says, guess what? I go on this alligator and have 20 feet. I'm like,
about anything you read on Facebook.
It's not things that you, it's not like it's insensitive or anything like that. It's not going to talk about that this time not getting sensitive.
It's all about not it's all about not engaging
Anyway, yeah, Whitney, good problem. I like that problem.
Hey, thanks.
I bet you do.
What? Why?
Because you like raging over Facebook.
Oh, I like...
Yeah, it's not just Facebook. Like, I have had people come up to me at parties, you know, say,
Exactly.
like, who?
Yeah, what do they say?
It all comes out of the battle. That's the thing. It's just like, people reach it doesn't make any sense, and that's the thing. It's like, it makes sense. This that like is popular on Reddit or something, and it doesn't make sense just talking about it fluidly.
Or you know, people talking about, it's actually the software type of thing. If a Christian did that, everyone would tell them to shut the fuck up and go home. If a Jew did that, same thing. That's your ass. But we're supposed to sit around and call it really bullshit because we watch that sort of content, right? It's a Cosmos. Cosmos.
It's a good show. I mean,
Yeah,
like,
whatever.
it's fine.
Yeah, sure. It's pop science. You know, you guys actually want to learn content on Facebook.
No, I just don't know why you're so upset. Like, it annoys me when people who suck friends love come up to me and tell me how it opened their mind. But I don't think it's as bad as 30% of the world having cold and flu epidemic for 7 days of time. Because they're lost in America 700
I
million
feel like
in
maybe
job
they're just a
losses.
weaker species.
Yeah,
like
that's
maybe
Darwin.
they're gonna, yeah.
Oh shit! I don't know.
And
Yeah,
also,
maybe
hopefully, the people who are enlightened.
Maybe they all need to be cleansed.
No.
All right, anything else, Whitney? Should we get to the real biggest problem? Yeah. All right. Bathroom attendants.
Okay.
Yeah, there is a problem. There you go. Thank you, Matt. Oh, and they did as well. Thank you. Oh, help. They're there to help themselves, my friend.
Listen to this. You're going to be ripped off by road settling problem.
Road settling problem, huh?
Yeah.
No, because we talked a little bit about it, about bathroom attendants, but no, really,
Okay.
road settling comes to you, whereas you can't avoid the bathroom attendants, you go into the bathroom.
How are you going to avoid road settling? Pick up your table and walk around the restaurant and they can't flag you down like that.
How about you just turn to them and say no? You just tell them to say no. Or you big fucking pussy.
Turn to these guys and say, no,
I'll
you
tell you
what.
why. You can just walk out. No, I'll tell you why. Because a lot of times what they do, and Whitney told me before the show that she's not familiar with a lot of bathroom attendants in
I never
restaurants.
Oh, really?
Oh, it happens a lot. Yeah. It happens. I've seen it. I've seen it in the big club behind restaurants. But, and I don't know why. Yeah, in the ladies' room. I've seen it.
Why are you going there?
Because the door's open, I look in there, because I'm curious. I'm a curious man.
And there's a woman attendant in the women's room at a strip. Is this a male strip club?
Yeah.
Like men were stripping.
No.
Female was doing stripping. But there was a woman attendant in the women's
I
strip.
thought there was one time I went to a concert and there was a woman in there who was clearly not hired by and the club because she was there like selling hair ties and like hairspray.
Yep.
Perfume. Is that what it is?
That's what it is. That's the bathroom attendant. And they're not there to help you. They're there to get tips and harass you. And here's the
I
thing.
thought a
Here's what
bathroom
pissed me off.
attendant like handed you warm towels.
Yeah, but they post and they do the nice things as well and don't tip them. Well, they expect you to. Here's the problem. Okay, let's get to the problem. All right. So look, you walk into the bathroom, and what they'll do a lot of times, they'll take all the paper towels out of the dispenser and then put them behind the counter so that the only way to see them is through them. Yeah. So let's say, let's live in this magical fantasy world where the altruistic bathroom attendants are there just to help you. Oh, here's a towel. Okay, so here's what happens. They hand you a paper towel, they hand you a mint maybe a toothpick, they help you out. Hey, here you go, buddy. Then what are you supposed to do? Reach into your diseased, bacteria-filled pocket to pull out a diseased, bacteria-filled bill and hand it to them. So your clean hands that you just washed have touched dollar bills that have been floating around with people who may have allergies, who may have the flu, who may fucking have measles because of fucking anti-vaxxers. Go vote it up, people. It's the biggest problem in the universe. But you touch these bills right after you wash your hands because you have to tip this jerk off.
I mean,
That's the
technically,
problem.
we all have the same bacteria that the dinosaurs had.
No,
Have you
those
tried
are
to
gross,
enlighten
though.
yourself?
You got a good point about the bills being gross.
I
Yeah.
have never had an experience of this before in my life.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was a
You
thing.
need to go to a strip club. Yeah, you need to go to class your joint.
I need to go to that one specific strip club.
Whitney, I have a picture here from the internet. This is actually a women's bathroom with a female attendant. Here are the things you can buy in here. These are all things that they can just sell you in little portions that they mete out at you for a few dimes and nickels. Hairspray, lotion, hair brushes, mouthwash, nail polish, bobby pins, mints, flip-flops, toothpaste, Band-Aids, and dum-dums.
Why is that a problem, though? Honestly, I feel like that's just lucrative businessmanship. Because if I were to go into a club super drunk and be like, I gotta pee. Oh shit, this girl has got lip gloss. I'm gonna buy some. Like, why would I not?
Speaking of being super drunk, man, there was a bathroom attendant at Spearmint Rhino in Vegas that would sell you whiskey out of the
That's
bathroom.
fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Why is
cool.
this
I've
a
never seen that
problem?
before. But he's probably doing that. Look, who knows what he put in that whiskey?
There's somebody in the bathroom.
What do you mean? Just like for lulz? Why would what is spike whiskey with?
Water. He may have watered it down. There was a guy in Vegas recently who got caught. He was trying to sell his moonshine, moonshine whiskey on the street. Guess what it was filled with when people bought it? His own piss and shit. He just put it in there to color it, and people smell it like this. They almost vomited. The guy got arrested because.
Why would you buy brown, stinky moonshine? Moonshine's supposed to be just clear.
Well, he told them it was whiskey. That's why.
Well, I didn't buy mine. It didn't come in a plastic bag. Okay, it came in a real bottle that was sealed.
Hey, where'd you get that whiskey? I don't know, some guy in the bathroom.
Yo, I feel
Great.
like it would probably still be cheaper than the alcohol they sell at clubs. So
Probably,
Yeah.
Whitney, but
I'd
you're
be
also
happy
buying
with
it.
that.
You're also buying it in a place where people go to defecate. Okay, I don't want my liqueurs to sit in a place where people shit gallons of diarrhea
Yeah.
all day long. I just don't want to
Ew.
eat or drink anything in there. I'm sorry. Even when I go to the bathroom, I don't flush the toilet until I've covered my cup if I'm holding it, because there's particles of piss and shit that land on everything.
Man, there's particles of shit everywhere. You gotta get with it. This
yeah,
is
they're
real
made
life.
of star stuff.
Yeah, like there's particles of shit in this room right now.
There is. It's all over your toothbrush. It's all over what you're drinking and eating. It's everywhere.
I cover the lid now when so I read this article.
It's all over
about
your kitchen. It's everywhere. Particles of shit are everywhere.
Great, Dick. That doesn't mean I have to fucking sit in the stew of it. I try to minimize my exposure to shit particles. Is that so bad?
You can't.
So
Pointless.
which part specifically are you mad about? The fact that they sell things, or the fact that they're not hired by the establishment, or what?
You know, Whitney, if it was a convenience thing, that's fine, but how many times have you been going to, say, a bar or club? I know the answer to this already, 0. How many times have you been going to a bar or club and you're thinking, oh shit, I need some mints or something for this hot date I'm on. You know what? I'll just wait till I get there because there'll be a bathroom attendant. No, nobody ever thinks that. You especially, because you've never seen them in there.
The concept of mints is pretty abstract to me in general. I don't know why.
Wait, what?
You have monster breath?
I don't know. Well, no, I just don't know why mints exist. Like Mentos are still a
Like
thing.
making out.
Yeah,
See,
that's
because you're a hot
freshening
chick and you
your
don't have to
breath.
worry about it. But guys have to like fucking have fresh breath and they have to shave and take care of themselves. And women just show
Change
up.
your
Here we go.
clothes.
Yeah, change your clothes, change your sheets. Well, you wouldn't know about that, Dick.
So these guys, they're inconveniencing you. How often do you run into bathroom attendants?
All the fucking time. Oh, like,
Where?
a lot of restaurants I go to. Not even high end, low end.
Come on, give me a ballpark. How many bathroom attendants do you? I'll speak to it. How many bathroom attendants do you run into every week, Maddox?
Every week.
Yeah, every week.
On-
Such a big problem. Every
On
week.
average, I would say 3 per month. So what's that about? 0.7 per week?
0.7, you got
Yeah.
you got 70% of the guy in the
doing
bathroom
math over
already.
there.
Yeah.
Just
Where?
wrote down.
Where?
Bars and restaurants and clubs.
Bars?
Bars,
And
absolutely,
clubs.
yeah.
All
There's
right.
There's a bunch of bars in Hollywood that do that. Are you kidding me?
So is the problem that you feel accosted by these people? Is it like a race thing?
Yeah, no, what do you mean it's a race thing?
That's a good
No,
question.
no, it's not a race thing. Whitney, they are shielding, they're blocking access to the paper towels and to the water and to anything else that I
They
fucking
give
need.
them to you.
Yeah,
you don't
for a
have to
tip.
tip them.
Oh,
you don't
it's
have
implied.
to tip them.
Oh, Dick, you don't know the social contract, buddy. What are you, a robot, an
No,
alien?
I give them $5 at the beginning of the night, and then I don't tip for the rest of the night because I don't want to deal with it.
Oh, you tip them before. So it costs you $5. What are they, fucking ballet? What service are they providing you? They're handing you a towel from behind the counter that I can just reach and grab myself. And they don't know how many towels I want. And by the way, if I have to ask them for another towel, give me another one. Give me another one. Maybe I want to blow my nose. Maybe it's none of your fucking business. And also, stop staring at me while I pee.
I've never had a bad experience with a bathroom attendant.
Oh, you ass.
I never have.
Why?
Like, you just take the towels. If you want to be a cheap fuck, then don't tip them. Not a big deal.
Yeah,
They
except
get
next time.
all night. They
Yeah.
get cheap guys in there all night.
And you know what happens, Dick? I've been to a really busy bathroom. In fact, I was there with you. We went to this Festival Supreme thing downtown, like Jack Black
Yeah.
concert, whatever. That bathroom had a bathroom attendant, and it had this constant stream of people going in and out the entire time. If there's a wait, you might have to wait and sit there because some dickhead is hoarding all the towels to hand them to you. And if you didn't tip him, guess what? He might just hand you one towel or no towels at all.
You know what? You're making a great point for bathroom attendants because that festival would have been disgusting without a bathroom attendant.
He wasn't doing anything except making tip money.
He was making sure that towels existed for you instead of drunk people throwing them all over the bathroom.
This argument is having the opposite effect on me. Like, I wish there were more bathroom attendants
Okay.
around, just so I could, like, you know the people who stand outside concert halls and they have the danger dogs, the LA hot dogs. and
Dirty
have
dogs.
Yeah,
Dirty
dirty
dogs.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
for
yeah.
people who aren't
Yeah.
familiar,
So-
explain those.
They are the people who have carts outside concert halls and people, places where you get drunk. They sell hot dogs that have grilled onions on them. They smell delicious. when
Bacon
you're drunk.
wrapped, yeah.
Yeah, bacon wrapped.
Very delicious.
They're probably horrible for you, but we just talked about it. Hot dogs are fun. Whatever. I wish those guys would go into the bathrooms. I wish we could buy hot dogs. And
Yeah.
anytime I have
You want to eat food in a place where people shit, Whitney?
And why not? Shit is
Yeah.
everywhere.
It's everywhere.
It's everywhere.
It doesn't mean you have to expose yourself to the maximum amount of shit. Oh, hey, you know what? What if doctors use your dipshit logic? You know what? Shit's everywhere. Let's have this open heart surgery in the bathroom. Fuck it.
All right. Flawless logic.
That's your argument. Shit's everywhere. Might as well. Fuck it. You know what? We can't avoid it, so let's just eat in the bathroom. Let's fucking eat and sleep in the bathroom, drink in the bathroom. Fuck it.
Shit's not in a sterile operating theater.
Oh, well,
You know,
you
it's
said
not
shit's
all
everywhere.
over their
Oh.
latex gloves.
Wait a second. So you're saying shit's not everywhere then, huh?
I guess not, man. No, it's not in the molten core of the earth or the middle of the sun either.
Yeah.
What do you want me to say?
Great, then I'll
It's
eat a
in
hot
the
dog there.
bathroom. It's outside. It's in your kitchen.
It's not
It's
my
in your
kitchen.
bedroom.
My kitchen's clean, buddy.
Well, throw a petri dish out there then, because you got E. coli. Everyone has it everywhere.
I honestly just admire the business mind of these people. And I don't feel like I've never been. I don't know. I don't have a place to have this opinion because I've never been personally accosted by a bathroom attendant.
They don't cost you. They don't.
They do.
How do they cost you?
I've had them stand in front of the door handing me a paper towel before. Because here's my new strategy. Now when I go into the bathroom with these fucking dipshits, these assholes, what I do is I just go pee and then I just don't wash my hands because, fuck it. I don't want to deal with this prick. Yeah, exactly. It's gross. And that's what a lot of guys do because I notice it too. When I go to I just look at them, I'm like, no, fuck you. I don't need your fucking pity towel. I don't need your shit. And what they'll do sometimes, they'll stand. Oh, yeah, they'll stand in front of the door.
They feel bad for you?
Yeah, because they're like, oh, well, this guy, we see like pistol over his hands. Let's hand him a towel, right? And then they stand in front of the door and they won't let me leave until I've taken the fucking towel. Now
What you're saying
like
is an
they're
insane fabrication. They have never barred you from leaving the bathroom.
They'll stand out in front of the door in the same way that a really aggressive ballet usher will stand and try to get you into the parking garage when you're driving down the street. You want to just clip him. You just fantasize about it all fucking night about how sweet it'd be just to clip that fucking asshole. That's exactly what they do in bathrooms.
If they really are trying to get you to take a towel because your hands are covered in piss, then it seems like they're the
doing you
good
a
guys
favor.
here.
Yeah, maybe a couple bucks their way isn't a big deal, man.
Why don't you guys go make out with some bathroom attendants? Watch the Titanic together. Why don't you guys all get in one big stupid sloppy bed with your shit particles and just sit there watching the shitty movie? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna eat a danger dog on the street instead of a bathroom.
Well, I admit that they're annoying. Like, I don't like seeing them in there because I do feel kind of guilty, I don't want to tip them.
Oh,
I know it would be way, way worse though if a bathroom attendant handed you a towel and it was like, hey, when was the last time you really searched yourself? When was the last time you really opened your mind?
They will talk to you, though. That's a good point.
Trying to wedge in her problem into my problem. She did it on the live show.
It would be so much worse though. They'd be
Yeah.
like, hey, listen, did you know that we're made of star stuff?
You know
like,
what?
back off.
Actually, Whitney, you know what? That's a good point. It would be worse, and sometimes they do want to talk to you. Guess what, man? I go to bathrooms for solitude. I go there for peace and quiet. I like to just reflect and think about all the bad things I've done when I go to bathrooms. And if this guy's talking to me, I don't have those few precious moments to myself.
What do they talk to you about?
Oh, hey, how's it going, man? What's your
Just like
necklace?
normal things that people talk to each other
Yeah.
about. Pretty
Not
much
like your
normal
podcast?
conversation.
Yeah, you here on a hot date, bro? I'm like, yeah, maybe not. Maybe I'm alone. Like, fuck off. It's none of your business.
I think you should just live in the bathroom permanently. Like, your whole house should be a bathroom.
I would love that.
Your car should be a bathroom, so you can only be in the bathroom at all times.
I need pictures.
Here's the thing about this. They're making conversations with you.
Yeah.
It's their job, as far as we know, but they're not hired by the place. Maybe, I don't know, it's just like any other job where you're trying to make conversation with someone and like not hate your life. That sounds reasonable to me.
You know, Whitney, there's another type of thing that does this in nature. It just kind of finds a place that's hospitable for their lifestyle, and it just camps out there and starts multiplying, and it starts just using up resources and taking and taking and taking. They're called parasites.
So you're likening.
That's not what a parasite is.
That's what a parasite is. It just sits in your gut and just takes up resources. That's what it does. No one invited it. It just showed up one day.
That was the stupidest
resources are they
definition of a
doing?
parasite I've ever heard.
A parasite just sits in your gut using up resources.
You're likening a person trying to make polite conversation to you on their work shift as a parasite.
They're parasites.
Are you the precious resource source.
I am my mindscape is precious, Whitney.
Yeah, you got to get back to your not date at the club you're at, right?
You know what, Dick? Maybe I'm there on an important meeting. Maybe I'm drinking my cold Fireball whiskey and I don't want shit particles in it. I want to wash my hands.
Don't tip them. I've got in my bike.
Shut up, Sean. It's a good move to ride a bike to a bar, because then you don't have to pay for a cab, you don't have to pay for a Lyft or an Uber or anything. That solves your problem, Dick. Chatty Uber drivers. There you go. Both chatty Uber drivers ride a bike, both anti-cyclists and anti-vaxxers and bathroom attendants. Then
And monkeys.
And monkeys.
I never heard such a dumb thing.
Oops. I meant to play
You're
this.
slipping on that board today.
Yeah.
I don't take Uber because it's expensive and stupid, but I take Lyft. I'm fucking love when they're chatty. I love it.
Right.
I love hearing people's stories. I love whatever candy they have for me. They have like sometimes fun music. I like it.
Great.
They
You
try
been
to
to the
jazz
doctor
up their
recently?
work life. You know
might
what?
need to get checked
I like
out.
people. I like talking to people. Unless they're trying to
All
force
right.
some sort of agenda on me, I'm happy talking to them. Sometimes Lyft drivers I actually gave a Lyft driver a job once.
What was
Like
the job?
different. It was a
Back
writing
in
gig because he wrote comics, and so I introduced him to a buddy, and now he like writes comic books. You meet some interesting people. Some people do Lyft just so that they can meet other people.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's rad. I'm not hating on it.
All right, vote down chatty Uber drivers.
All right.
Yeah.
My
Anyway,
problem's hay fever. It's way worse than this stupid problem.
great, Dick. What's your problem, Whitney?
My problem is recently enlightened people.
Recently enlightened people. And my problem, the biggest problem in the universe, bathroom attendants. Anyway, that's our episode. We got more live episodes coming.
Oh, yeah.
Much to your chagrin. I don't give a shit if you
Three
guys
more.
watch it or don't. Fuck off. Unsubscribe. Don't listen to this podcast. Delete it, you morons.
Thanks for listening. Somebody emailed me, the live show is bad and you should feel bad. I was like, well, buckle up because you got 3 more episodes. I don't know what to
That's
tell
a
you.
Futurama quote.
Yeah, cool job
yeah,
quoting
yeah.
Zoidberg instead of actually having something
Unwritten
to say.
law.
Oh yeah, it was a reference. The whole point of your problem was everything's a reference. Guy couldn't come up with anything new.
Oh my
I got
god, you're right.
a- Right? I got a voicemail.
Hey guys, it's Asterios. I talk like a huge fucking asshole. Not a joke, I'm just stating a fact. But my voice makes it so hilarious.
Wow, what a consummate hater that guy was.
Yeah.
Wait, do you guys know that
That wasn't a
No,
stereo.
that wasn't stereos.
No. And by the way, he tried so hard to sound like a stereo, missed it by a mile.
Really?
That guy, he didn't sound like a stereo.
Oh, I thought he sounded kind of like him.
What if that was a stereo?
Could have been. Stereos is pretty funny.
Hey guys, this is Bolo Midas from the Woodlands, Texas. I just want to point something out to Maddox. You guys keep talking about, you keep talking about how your dad is a badass because he's fallen off or possibly jumped off of 3 roofs, survived cancer, heart attacks and strokes,
Pretty honest.
survived not getting any blood gibbers for who knows how long.
Blow
I don't think all
gibbers?
that necessarily makes him a badass, though. I think your dad is truly in love with your mother, and that the power of love has prevailed,
Oh,
baby.
you
It allowed him to overcome all of these obstacles and made him the man that he is today. Hey, Sean, if you're ever in Texas, I got what you're smoking on and better, man.
All right.
By the way, that's a funny voicemail, totally full of shit. Sean, poor Sean got beat up so bad in the comments on the lead up to the live show. Everybody was saying comments like, "Hey, did Sean delete this episode?" And then even after it came out, people are commenting because they thought it was too short. They said, "Hey, did Sean delete 90% of this episode?"
Oh my god. You know what's funny about it? I think I was telling Dick before the show. I have done that exactly 1 time.
Yeah.
And the most people possible found out about it.
Well,
Build
good.
1,000 bridges, but delete 1 podcast.
Yep. You're like
Call your podcast
you're like the
later.
Brian Williams of the biggest problem in the universe. You can only fuck up once.
Well, I think he fucked up more than once, but
Well,
Yeah, that reminds me. When on my way here, I got into a fatal car crash. Oh no, I'm sorry. I just drove by a fatal car crash. You get those confused all the time.
Yeah.
Right?
yeah.
One more. I got one more.
Thanks, Maddox, and what's your name, the other guy, Dick Masterson. Thanks for, showing black people problems in Black History Month. Just heard your podcast about that. So, yeah, just want to say thanks. This is Black Man number 3 of 5. Just want to say thank you for all that, not believing in Sean. Because I know Shonda's against shit. He was like, oh, no, I don't believe that black people are represented. That part that you said, you fucking asshole. All right, Sean. Love you guys. Talk to you later. Bye.
Today's show is brought to you by Audible. Please visit audiblepodcast.com/biggest for your free audiobook download.
First time in the show's history since
our fans. I refer to as fans still. That's perfect.
Dick, everyone's a fan of me.
You're so demented.
We're in a room with 3 people, and all 3 are fans of me. Counted myself there.
True.
Yeah. Yeah, Dick, this is interesting. Yeah, recently enlightened people was our guest Whitney Moore's problem. And you know what's interesting about that? And then followed by hay fever and then bathroom attendants. All in the positive territory. Our fans thought that everything was a problem last week. However, you know what's interesting, Dick, is we got a lot of comments. And a lot of people were just really shitty last episode. They were bitching about the live episode still, and they were bitching about this episode because we brought in Whitney as a spite against our listeners.
Yeah, a lot of people did like her, though. Like,
a lot of people
really want to bang her.
Yeah.
And think she's great.
Great, Dick. I have a comment from Stuart Green. I just have a couple comments I want to read. Stuart Green says, I like how shit particles are everywhere. Who cares? But then both Whitney and Dick go, ew, when you don't wash your hands. Also, I can't stand Whitney's, like, American teenager rising intonation on, like, every fucking sentence. Okay, so it is
annoying.
Yeah, he snuck a little jab against Whitney in there. And then I got another comment from John Clancy, who says, loved Whitney's condescending problem about people being condescending. Please never bring her back on the show.
Well, that was my point, that it is condescending.
What?
To shit on people who've recently been enlightened and they're trying to relate their experience to others, to their friends.
Okay, so what if it's condescending? That doesn't necessarily invalidate her point. I agree, yeah, of course it's condescending. Look, sometimes you can be a hypocrite and still make a valid point. Just because someone who's saying it is a hypocrite doesn't invalidate their points. That's a fallacy that I don't get called out enough on. Anyway, I do want to point this out, Dick. So a lot of people like John Clancy were saying, hey, there's a quote that says, please never bring her back on the show. And yet, you guys loved her problem and voted it #1. So, Dick, I have a new segment I'd like to introduce on our show. It's called Fan versus Fan. In this corner, we have angry fans weighing in at 100 IQ points. Average age, 12. They love to hate. And in this corner, we have moderate fans weighing in at over 100 IQ points. Average age, 25. They are employed and have kids. Fight! Yeah, Dick, so, I'm kind of confused.
Those are the two groups of fans?
Yeah, we have moderates. And we have the haters.
And they're 25 and they have kids.
25 and they have kids. That's about it. Yeah. I'm profiling our fan base here.
Okay.
But I don't get it, man. There was so much hate, so much anger, and yet I think that validates my point that the people who are haters are a very vocal minority because clearly most of the fans are moderate and reasonable, and they voted up the problem.
Here, I got a voicemail about that.
Hey, Dick. Hey, Maddox. So I was just calling in to suggest the potential biggest problem for next week's show, and that problem is virginity.
Oh.
And the reason I suggest that problem is because I just finished watching your guys' live show, And I went to the comments expecting to find other people who loved it like I did, and I saw nothing but virginity running rampant. As everyone with a fucking hentai avatar was losing their shit that your guest decided to cry foul of this impressive fucking nerd culture. Those people calling her a feminazi cunt were really upset that she would suggest that they might have a problem with women. So, you guys are great. She was great. Show's great. Fuck it, even Sean's great. The fan base of this podcast may be the worst. Maybe, in fact, the biggest problem in the universe.
No,
so I
get out of here.
upvote
Fans are
virginity
No, yeah.
for next week's show.
Fans are great. I almost, seriously, I started writing the copy for that fan versus fan segment, and I had a little diss in there against the virgins, because it does sound like a lot of, like, frustrated virgins who are complaining. But, you know, the problem with that guy's voicemail and the people, and you and Whitney actually made this point last time, is that you were saying that people who were hating on Whitney and her problem necessarily proved her point. But that doesn't that doesn't prove her point. No, not necessarily. Because just because you can't no ideology and no argument is beyond reproach, right? Well, yeah. You get into a dangerous territory where if you even question somebody, that makes you a hater. If you question feminist ideology or something a feminist says, it doesn't automatically make you a misogynist. Of course not. Okay. What? No. What? Are you telling me? Who are you telling? You. Who's the target of this? You? Is this just like standing in a soapbox in the middle of nowhere and just saying, hey, everybody, check me out. I know this. Didn't you say something to that effect, Dick, last episode? What, that they proved her point? Yeah, I think it did. I don't think because so. They've had a bigger problem with their precious culture being attacked than ethnic cleansing being treated like a joke. You know, I think this entire thing could have been easily avoided if the wording and phrasing of it was more careful, because it sounded like a generalization more towards the entire group rather than the minority. That's life. Everyone gets generalized. That's too bad. Too fucking bad. Look, you got things that are unique about what you and your people are doing over there. You're gonna get called out for that. Yeah. Yeah? You constantly say that athletes and the sports fans are stupid. That can't possibly be true. No. I don't think that the fans are necessarily stupid. I just think they have bad taste. Okay. I don't even want to talk about it anymore. We covered it last time. Yeah, we covered it. We're done. And you said what you had to say. Yeah. Somebody sent me an email regarding the votes from last week that even though I didn't win... Nobody wins. Well, first of all, that was the end of my dynasty. That was 6 wins in a row that I had. Dick, they're not wins. We are conducting an important scientific experiment on the show. We're trying to find the biggest problem in the universe. I think the listeners who are more moderate, they know what the mission is, and they're voting based on what they think is the biggest problem, not the gimmick that's played every week. Okay, well, even though I didn't win, you still lost. This is just cheating. I'm gonna cut this whole fucking part out. Oh, good. Fucking episode's bullshit. I gotta stop it there. Good. I didn't win. Yeah. Nobody wins. It's not a contest. So the new live episode's coming out. The new in-studio episode's coming out. It's out at the time of this recording. It's out. So you should be able to see it at the top of the front page. And the problems from that episode can be voted on. The live episode, Dick, this new one, episode number 2, we had our guest, Joe Penna, on. And this guy is known better as Mr. Guitar Man on YouTube. A lot of people don't follow YouTube as closely, so I'll give you guys some information about this guy, right? This guy has 2.8 million subscribers on YouTube. He has over 340 million views. And how big is his cock? Isn't that what this is? What do you mean he's got subscribers? Yeah, I know. Who gives a shit, right? But he's a good guy. I met him at the YouTube studios in Culver City, actually, where we recorded the live episode. And he's a super nice guy, and he is a fan of the podcast, and he was listening. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, he legitimately loves this podcast. He's been listening for a long time now, and was happy to do an episode. He wanted to come in and do a full episode, but we brought him in for the live show.
This is what, for those of you who aren't familiar
What
with
does
his
he
work,
do?
Yeah,
Like, what does he do?
This is what he's known for. He makes music out of himself using little clips that he records and then composes them so that it sounds like instruments. It's almost like
Like the Blue Man Group?
yeah, a little bit like Blue Man Group or like turntablism. It's actually really popular on YouTube now. There's a guy who sings all the vocals for video game soundtracks. He does like Legend of Zelda and Castlevania and whatever, and he hums them and then he composes them so it sounds like the track. Here's a little sample of what he does. He did this entire soundtrack here with blowing balloons and taking little clips of his own voice and sequencing them so it sounds like music. Listen, this is kind of cool. He's using claps, guitars, cups in his apartment, blowing balloons, his air conditioner vents, a box, opening a can. Anyway, it's cool stuff. That's what he's known for. That's what the guy does.
I don't know that.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
Kind of cool.
I got some comments from last week. Let's see here. Jacob Paprawa, he emailed me this. Your face, Dick, is somewhat small for your head and chin. Looks too bulky. So I gotta work on that.
work on your proportions, Dick.
Work on the size of my face. And then the fake Asterios texted me. You know, he left us a message.
Oh yeah.
Because I said, hey, great, keep sending in the fake Asterios bits, because I love them. I love them because I never thought anyone could hate Asterios. Like, he's the nicest guy ever,
Great.
and everything he says or writes is funny. So when people hate on him after being on the show, it's like, oh, anybody could be hated. Even somebody as nice and funny as Asterios can be reviled enough by someone so that they call in and rip on him accurately. Like, that was a great burn. That was a great sing. Like, he does talk like that.
It's a parody of his voice. It doesn't necessarily make it true.
It was funny. If it's funny, that means
funny.
it's a little bit true. So he writes back, he's like, love you, Dick. More Titanic, less Asterios, please.
Wow. That guy's a fucking hater.
He is a hater.
Asterios got a little bit shit on. We all get our turn, right?
Speaking of shitting on, Hake Dilligan says, Maddox, if sapiosexuals aren't real, then how the fuck do you explain you hooking up with women?
I hook up with women because I'm fucking awesome. Wait, what do you mean? What's the argument here? That he's saying all the women who are attracted to me must be
Are only
sapiosexual?
attracted to your intelligence.
Oh,
Because he's
motherfucker.
implying that there's nothing else they
There's
could
nothing
possibly
else?
be attracted to.
Well,
It would
first of
only
all,
be your mind.
First of all, dickhead, that's enough. All right, that's all I need. If that was it, but you get the whole fucking package with me. You get the experience, the date experience of dating Maddox.
What's the date experience?
Oh, it's fucking wonderful. First of all, I drive like a samurai through traffic.
That's not something that women are interested in.
All my dates are impressed. They say, "Oh my God, you almost hit that car. That's amazing that you didn't hit that car."
What was the first version of that you almost said?
No, don't worry about that.
Okay.
That'll be edited out. So yeah, this is
It was, oh my God, you almost hit that car.
No, I don't remember saying that. You get the entire Maddox experience when you date me. Like, it's not just the sapiosexual thing. Look, there's no such thing as sapiosexual. It's a stupid term that people who want to show off about how smart they are use to sound smart. Right?
All right.
Are you not? Whose side are you on here,
They're
Dick?
attracted to intelligence. That's it. That's all the guy's saying.
You can't be attracted to intelligence. It's impossible. You can't. You can be attracted to intelligent people, but you can't be attracted...
no shit.
I'm not
That's
being
what they're
pedantic.
saying.
That's not what they're saying. They're saying, I want to have sex with books. Fuck you.
I'm not saying I want to have sex with books on Tinder.
That's the subtext.
No, they're saying I
books
want to
in their
have sex
vaginas.
with a guy who reads.
Why? What difference does it fucking make, you moron? If you want to have sex with somebody, you shouldn't be physically attracted to them. Yeah, there should be some mental component, of course. I'm not saying fucking date them and have kids with this person, but you're telling me that if someone's really hot, I can't get off because I don't know what they read? Fuck off. You're attracted. Basic physiology doesn't change from human to human. It's not like you can turn it off and not be attracted to someone who's physically attractive. You are biologically wired to be attracted to people. Otherwise, society would fall apart and people would stop reproducing. We'd die.
As a guy, yeah. But this guy's saying women. This guy's saying women are attracted to you for your mind, which you're displaying here.
I drew a picture of my balls on my website a long time ago. I think that alone is probably responsible for 80% of the times I've gotten laid in my life.
Could be. I got a lot of response about your ridiculous claims that honey is a cure for hay fever last week. You and Whitney.
Okay.
Or so. Now, I don't want to rub this in and, like, just be an asshole.
Yeah.
But you have to know, eating honey like a Winnie the Pooh does not cure seasonal allergies, right?
This is not something that happens over the course of a month or two. This is something that may occur over the course of a lifetime. You have to increase your exposure to this pollen so that you build a tolerance to it.
You sound like a fucking homeopath. That's exactly what they say.
Like, it's just like hot sauce. How do you think I'm able to eat so much hot sauce?
That has nothing to do with pollen.
You grow a tolerance to it. Same thing
So
with
how about
caffeine.
breaking your fucking arm? Should you have your arms broken all the time, so by the time you're 30 you're invincible? You can walk around like the Man of Steel, punching through brick walls?
No, that's an extreme. However, there is an example similar to that, Dick. People who practice martial arts, when they punch hard surfaces, what it does is it mashes down their bones and creates it denser. So over time, they get denser bones. Yes, you can build a tolerance to punching things, and you become stronger that way.
All right, well, Samuel Williams says, hey, Maddox, here's a couple of studies. He sent me a bunch. I'll send them to you so you can refute them one by one. Here's a couple of studies about eating local honey that call you a stupid naturalistic hippie dipshit. Put on your Toms and go back to Whole Foods, you tool.
Dick, look, I'm not discounting the possibility that this is hippie mumbo-jumbo. However, the studies are inconclusive. They probably need to do more testing.
So how much honey should I be eating?
I don't know, Dick. This is from the BBC News. It says, peanut allergy cut by early exposure. So it's the same exact principle, that they're just exposing people who have allergies to things that they are allergic to, and over time, your body builds a resistance to it.
Okay.
Look, I don't know, man. Fucking crybabies. It may be a solution, maybe not. Fuck off. I don't care. You guys are fucking sniveling pussies. I don't have fucking allergies because I'm awesome. I eat honey all the time.
That's the closest thing I'm going to get to an I was wrong, isn't it?
I'm not saying for sure that this is a solution. However, it may be.
Okay.
Yeah, let's get to the problem. You know what the biggest problem is?
What?
Fit shaming.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You've heard of fat shaming, right?
Yeah.
That's where people make you feel bad about being fat.
Fat jokes.
Fat jokes.
Tuba sounds, funny tuba noises, big fat people on TV, always being dumb, that kind of thing.
That kind of thing.
Yeah.
When you see a fat person coming, yeah, that's fat shaming. So, you remember a long time ago I brought in shaming as a problem?
Yeah.
This may sound like a contradiction because I think that shame is a very powerful tool that can be used for good. But fit shaming is a thing that's happening now. Now, there's a backlash to fat shaming so that fat people are coming around and saying, no, you know what? It's bad to be fit and you should be healthy at any size and you should love your body at any size. Look, guys, if you love your body, great. You should be confident. You should like who you are. However, don't fucking shove this horse shit down my throat telling me that being fat is healthy and you can do everything just like a normal person. You fucking can't. There are things you just can't do as a fat person. Like, here are the life experiences you limit by being obese. Hiking to the top of a volcano. I never fucking see fat people doing that.
No,
you ever see stock photos of fat people hiking volcanoes? No, because they don't do it in real life either. It's not representative.
That's true.
Saving money on gas. You can't do that as a fat person.
How much money do you save on gas?
Well, if you're overweight by 100 pounds, you're carrying around an extra passenger now, aren't you?
I guess that's true.
Yeah, every time, everywhere you go. Can you fucking imagine carrying a 100-pound person piggyback riding your back when you're walking up the stairs?
No, you know what? I had this discussion with a fat friend of mine because he never works out, and I was like, yeah, I wouldn't want to fight you. And he's like, yeah, but you work out all the time.
Yeah.
Why would you want to fight me? I'm like, dude, I work out like an hour a day, 4 days a week. You work out all day, every day. You're carrying around 150 pounds more than me.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
You're gigantic.
Yeah, people underestimate how powerful, how strong fat people are. They have to build that muscle. I mean, all that muscle is there. It's buried underneath fat, but that muscle is there. I wouldn't want to get in a fight with a fat person, no matter how fit they are. I wouldn't want to, because I myself, when I was overweight, I lost about 72 pounds. And when I lost that weight, I had these giant bulking calves because I had to carry my fat ass around all the time. My calves are insane. I can bike for miles and miles. It's insane. But But you can't experience that. You can't utilize it if you're carrying around all that extra weight because you're wasting your muscles just carrying out fat all the time. Here's another thing you can't do: buy clothes that fit. Right? I never see, like, every now and then a fat person might come along wearing a shirt that looks okay, and they're usually bought from maddoxstore.spreadshirt.com. But you generally can't buy clothes that fit, right?
Right.
There's way more clothing options available for fit people. Traveling at amusement park rides. Look, man, if you're a little bit overweight, fine. But if you're a lot overweight, you're not going to fit in that fucking seat. And also, you're not going to have a fun time. You're going to be worried about having a heart attack. Skydiving. You can't fucking skydive if you're fat. Sorry. You just can't.
You know what else you can't do?
What?
You can't have helicopter lessons.
Oh, is that true?
That same guy I was just telling you about.
Yeah.
I think his fiance bought him helicopter lessons for
Yeah.
Christmas. So they had in gigantic bold letters on the thing, like, you can't be over 275 or something like that on the helicopter. Like, show up, wear closed-toed shoes, and don't be fatter than 275.
Yeah.
So he shows up, and the guy, he's like, hey, I'm over 275. Is that going to be okay? And he said the helicopter pilot kind of looked at him, and he's like, how much over? And he's like, about 20, 30 pounds. He goes, okay, well, it better only be 30. So there was like, they were willing to risk it to cram this guy into a little helicopter to take him up in the air. But it was an issue.
Yeah.
It was a safety precaution.
It's an issue. It's always going to be an issue. Can't go canoeing. You ever see a fat person's canoe?
No.
No, they don't exist. Because they make canoes for people, normal people. And no, you're not normal if you're morbidly obese. You can't go skydiving, you can't go parasailing. Parasailing is an issue. When I went skydiving a while back, they asked me how much I weighed, and they said, you need to be really honest with us. We have a scale. We'll test you if we feel like you're going over, or if you're going under.
Why don't they just measure you then?
Because they expect...
They gotta put you through the honesty test first?
Because generally obese people don't go skydiving, so they never have to really test. They know if you're going skydiving, you're not a big fat fatty. However, they have a fine that they pay, that you have to pay beyond, I think, like every 10 pounds above the maximum weight, you have to pay like $20 because they have to put extra harnesses and equipment on you. Yeah, it increases their risk and liability, so you have to buy like insurance and all this other shit. It's insane. Well, it's not insane. It makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Can't be a race car driver as a fat person. Can you imagine if you were in NASCAR or driving a Formula One car and you came in just behind the first place person and you thought, man, is there anything you can do? Because they optimize those cars. They make those cars as efficient as possible, down to the pound, right? They put carbon fiber pieces in there. They put aluminum. They put titanium. They put really lightweight, strong materials to maximize tensile strength and minimize weight.
Well, there's actually a minimum weight for NASCAR. Did you know that?
Oh, is there now?
Yeah. No, I don't know about now. I think that's the way it's always been. Like, you have to maintain your car's weight up to... Otherwise, you're just driving around on a rocket with wheels. But it's like, it's classified as a NASCAR above. Sean, weren't you telling me this? That there's some... Because there are definitely fat NASCAR drivers, fatter than others. Like, during the whole Danica Patrick thing...
Yeah, Tony Stewart is a lot fatter than Danica Patrick.
Yeah, when everyone was complaining that she had an advantage because they don't weigh the driver inside the car as part of the weight. They only weigh the car itself. Then she jumps in and she's not adding nearly as much weight as everybody else. And were you talking about that some guy used to have like a lead cowboy hat that he would throw in the back of the car to throw off the weight?
That definitely was not me.
Maybe I made that up.
Could be.
Be a good treatment.
Can't be on top during sex if you're morbidly obese. That's a fucking problem, man.
Did you have that problem?
That's pretty funny. You can't be a mountain biker. You can't be a professional mountain biker. Again, a bicycle is definitely one of those things. Look, the fat NASCAR driver, sure, he might be overweight, he might be fat, but we're talking like obese. He's not 300
Morbidly
pounds.
obese.
Right.
I'm 50 pounds overweight.
Is that morbid?
I think so.
Okay.
I think it goes 30 is obese and 50 is morbid.
For sure. Yeah, you're not seeing like huge guys in those NASCAR cars because you have to have a little bit of clearance between you and the steering wheel.
That would be funny though.
It would be hilarious, yeah. Can't go bungee jumping. Man, there's a lot you can't do.
You are like an extreme athlete. Like your lifestyle, all of these examples are bungee jumping, parasailing, parachuting, race car driving, mountain hiking, volcanoes.
These are all things I do, man.
Are they really?
This is literally one trip to Hawaii. On one trip to Hawaii, I went parasailing, zip lining. That you can't go zip lining. I went skydiving,
which is the most boring activity on earth.
Fucking not. You were basing that on a South Park episode.
No, I've had to go ziplining with my family many times, and it is torturous waiting for your turn to zipline.
Go on a smaller group. I went in a group of like 9 people. We were done with each event in under 5 minutes, and we ziplined over waterfalls, and it was fucking cool as shit. It was amazing.
I don't see why it's that cool. There's no sense of danger.
Have you ever gone ziplining over a waterfall?
Yeah.
What's the longest zipline you've ever done?
The second longest zip line in Costa Rica.
I don't know. Anyway, Dick. Can't go inside a shark cage, as a fact. Look, I've talked about all the things.
Extreme shit.
I did that in Hawaii. I've talked about all the things, and I flipped off a shark. Anyway, those are all the things you can't do as a morbidly obese person, right?
Right.
But as a backlash, they're saying those it's not a problem. Now they're fit shaming. There's this mom, Maria Kang, this mom, posted this picture a while ago on Facebook. And she posted a picture of herself. She looks hot as shit. She's in her workout clothes. She has 3 kids, a 2-year-old, an 8-month-old, and a 3-year-old, right?
Oh, I remember that picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She posted a picture of herself looking fit as fuck, and then she says, "What's your excuse?" Yeah. Yeah. What's your excuse? So she posted this to kind of tell people, like, hey, don't give me your excuses. I don't want to hear it because you can overcome it if you want. It's a very positive message, don't you think?
I guess. Looks like showing off to me.
Oh, is that
Look
is
at
that what
me,
it
check
is?
me out. I got all these kids and I'm fit.
Dick, are you one of these people who become a parent and you say, oh,
Well,
you should hold on, let me finish.
Okay, go ahead.
You shouldn't criticize your children's artwork because they might be discouraged.
What the fuck does that have to do with posting a picture of yourself looking hot on Facebook and
Because
bragging about it?
Greatness can inspire people to become great.
I guess.
What do you mean you guess?
Well,
Are you looking for? Are you just,
man? Like, what's
Yeah.
She's probably got all day to work out. What's your excuse? Probably, I don't know, a job.
oh, really? A
Yeah.
job? Because she works 8 hours a day, Dick. Now
So
what's your excuse?
so she says. I mean, I've known girls who've worked 40 hours a day.
Dick, she's
I
not.
don't know that that's true.
No, but you can't.
I gotta take their word for it.
Dick, what's your excuse is a rhetorical question. She's not actually looking for excuses from you.
Yeah.
She works full time. She has 3 kids. She's still fit as fuck. What's your excuse?
I don't know. What's your excuse? I'm fitter than you.
I don't know about that, buddy.
You want to fight?
You
right
have no
now?
stamina. That's absolutely fucking not true. You have no stamina. You have. I think you probably have more muscle mass than me.
Probably.
Probably.
So who needs stamina? I got a car.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what was the backlash with this lady who's egging on fatsos and asking for it? Was she surprised that a bunch of people shit on this photo that says, "What's your excuse? I'm hot and I have a family"?
Her Facebook account got suspended. Yeah. For hate speech.
Wait, hers?
Hers.
Not the. You're sure it's not the backlash and like the fallout of that? It was because of that post?
Because of that post, shortly after she posted that, her
No.
Facebook account got suspended. Yeah. It got reinstated eventually. Facebook said, oh, it was a mistake. Really? It was a mistake because
Oh, wow.
why was it banned in the first place? Her account got suspended just because she posted this picture and a bunch of jealous fatties came down on her and flagged her thing. Look, guys, you want to live the lifestyle you want? Go for it. You want to be fat? You want to eat what you want? Do it. Fine. If you see a Van Gogh painting or a great painting by a master,
Yeah.
you're not going to look at that painting and think, well, you know, I think that there should be talent at every level, and you should like anything you paint. No, you're not great. If you're not great, you don't get accolades. You don't get kudos. You don't get congratulations. People don't look up to you if you're not great. She's great. She did something.
I guess.
What? Why is
I can see that might inspire people, like that she's posting a picture of herself looking hot, and it says, "What's your excuse?" But
Yeah.
I'm not going to pretend that I'm stupid and sit here and say like, "Oh yeah, that's great, good job, you really nailed it." If you want to inspire people, you did it. Because people are going to hate that.
Dick, what's your argument? What are you making? What's your argument here?
Well, I'm on your side with this fit shaming thing because every time I see a hot girl post a picture, like a skinny hot girl, and some asshole, inevitably, some shithead will come into that thread and say, eat a sandwich.
Yeah.
Like, that's a funny joke.
It's fit shaming.
And it's awful.
It's awful.
And I hate it.
Yeah.
But that's like someone minding their own business and not trying to rub it in everyone's face.
You know, Dick, this whole thing comes from a lot of times women who look at magazine covers and they say, well, it's unrealistic standards of beauty. No, it's not, idiot. You want a realistic standard of beauty? We have them all the fucking time. Every time you step out into a grocery store, you see a bunch of fucking tombstones walking around, slumped over their shopping carts, dragging their ugly kids around. Everyone looks fat and ugly. Don't fucking shame these people who have worked hard and have earned a job being models on magazines. That's their fucking job. That's the fantasy. When you go down the magazine aisle for men's interests, you look at sports cars and guns, and they're always exotic sports cars and always exotic guns. There's shit that we can't attain, and that's why we buy the magazine, because we want to look at pictures of the thing that we can't fucking attain. We don't need realistic pictures of cars. We see Ford Focuses fucking everywhere. They're never on car magazines. No one gives a shit, you fucking morons. Leave these people alone. Let them be fit.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yes, I totally agree with you.
Yeah. I'm so tired of these people bitching about realistic body standards. This is a realistic body standard if you want it to be. And if you don't, go on and eating your Cheetos. Turn the page, click something else. You don't have to fit shame people who are fit and working hard to improve their lives because they want to go bungee jumping and go inside a shark cage.
Well, that part's a little bit weird.
Motherfucker.
But I didn't know you were like the Dan Cortez of internet writers. You're doing all this exotic stuff.
Is that, I don't know the Dan Cortez.
Dan Cortez, like that 90s guy who's always mountain climbing and climbing rocks and shit. Oh, anyway.
Yeah.
The thing that bothers me most about it is that people are fixated on this standard of beauty, like the word beauty.
Yeah.
Everyone can be beautiful, and these people are obviously beautiful.
Right.
Everyone could agree. You could vote anonymously. You look at that girl. Yeah, everybody. But then when you apply that standard to everyone else, there's this unspoken implication that you're a better person if you're beautiful. Or else, why else would everyone need to be called beautiful, right?
Right.
Say like curves are beautiful, like natural beauty, all this stuff. Like, it's not. You're not. You're just not beautiful. Why do you want it so fucking bad? I'm not. I got too small of a face. I don't feel bad about that, you know? Like, oh, I got 100 emails. Dick, you're too ugly to live. Like, I don't really care. It's not something that I value as a person.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want it. I want to see it.
Yeah.
But not having it is not the end of the world.
Yeah, I've been working.
It's more psychotic to tell little girls that they're beautiful as they are because it reinstills this idea that beauty somehow makes them a better person.
Yeah.
That's the problem I have with it.
I agree with that. I've been working on this theory for a while now too, Dick. It's along those lines. But it's about how people feel entitled to be beautiful. And it has a lot to do with these Dove campaigns. These Dove campaigns are the most insidious thing. They are doing more damage to more people than most things I can think of today.
Yeah.
Yeah, these fucking Dove campaigns, these beauty campaigns. Anyway, Dick, yeah, she's hot after she did the workout and everything, but if she gained like 40, 50 pounds, I think her face would blow. You wouldn't be able to tell the definition underneath. A lot of people who are overweight can increase how well they appear to people just by being fit.
You know, I had this idea. Tell me what you think about this idea. Yeah. It's a service where you get a fat person who wants to lose weight, right? And you take their bone structure, whatever. You get an artist to draw them as they would look if they lost like 30 pounds.
Oh.
Do you think that would be a good motivator? I think it might be.
It might be.
But I don't know.
Well,
because I don't understand. I'm not in the mindset of, like, I've never been fat.
Now, see, I know people, Dick, who used to be skinny, and then they gained weight, and then they would post pictures of themselves when they were skinny, and they would say, oh, I wish I still looked like this. But that doesn't necessarily motivate them to lose the weight.
That's true. All right, well, my business failed.
It's your shit business. Anyway, Dick, I've gone on too long. What's your problem?
Wait, but before we get to my problem, I want to remind you that today's show is brought to you by Audible. Please visit audiblepodcast.com/biggest for your free audiobook download. Max, do you know about Audible?
Yeah, go ahead and tell me.
Refresh your memory.
Refresh my memory.
Yeah, because you watched Titanic, and your memory of that was pretty shitty.
Yeah, I got up to get popcorn a few times. I missed a few details of the movie. No big deal.
Audible has over 150,000 titles to choose from. Every genre, Audible has it covered. Get a free audiobook download when you sign up today. Listen whenever and wherever you want, just like the podcast you're listening to right now. I checked it out. I checked out some new books they have on there.
Yeah.
Last one, I brought in some pretty good ones.
Yeah,
Milk at her uncle's farm.
Yeah, the erotic lactation story was great.
Yeah, man, I wish somebody would cut those up. And every time I listen to them, I get distracted. Like, I try to find some funny quotes from that. Like, there's a part in that erotic lactation story where, I don't want to get into it. Milk at Uncle's Farm, How Smart is God? That's a good one. Here's one that you might like. Keep Calm, Hypnotherapy for Change.
I will not listen to
that. Go the Fuck to Sleep, narrated by Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah,
How about that?
That's a very popular book, man. That's a New York Times bestseller. It's a parody of a children's book. I pitched a book like that a long time ago to my publisher. They said, no, it wouldn't sell. Anyway,
what was it called?
I don't remember. I don't remember if I had a title. And even if I did, I wouldn't say it on the air because I may still write it.
Oh, you may still do it?
Yeah, I may still write it.
Okay. Yeah, children's books are weird, though. Because don't you have to be like an artist a little bit?
No, you don't have to be an artist. You can team up with an artist. Just like Samuel L. Jackson didn't write that book, but they thought it was really funny if he would.
Well, he's just reading it.
Yeah, that is a pretty funny book. It's a book that a lot of parents get, and they kind of snicker and sneer, and they read it, and they read it to their babies, and they realize the babies don't understand, so it's kind of fun.
That's true.
Yeah.
Customers download their choices. You can have access on your PC. You can burn them onto CDs. You can upload them to your iPod. There you go.
Yeah, that is a good book. That's some good stuff on Audible. That's probably a short book, right? A short read.
Go the Fuck to Sleep?
Yeah.
I would think so.
Yeah, it'd be really relaxing hearing Samuel L. Jackson say that to me as a child, I think.
Yeah,
yeah.
Maybe.
Check it out. What's the URL?
audiblepodcast.com/biggest.
audiblepodcast.com/biggest. And guys, it really, really helps support the show and buying the bonus episodes and all that stuff. So, yeah, if you check that out, you'll be doing us a solid.
My problem is superbugs. Superbugs are when a microbe and its progeny acquires a genetic mutation that makes them immune to antibodies. Maddox.
Oh, yeah.
They're superbugs. They're super illnesses, super bacteria that don't respond to antibodies.
Yeah? Where did these come from? Why is this a problem?
Well, I'll tell you why it's a problem. There's a lot of reasons they can come up. They can come up naturally.
Yeah.
But most of the time, they come up because people are not taking their antibodies all the way through, or they're taking antibodies when they don't need to be. So you go to the doctor because you got a sniffle, right?
Yeah.
And he goes, whatever, here, take some antibiotics. This person goes home, starts cramming antibodies into themselves, right?
Yeah.
But they don't have any kind of bacterial infection.
Yeah.
So all the good bacteria in them gets killed.
Yeah.
And all the bad ones, like the weird mutants, the strong ones, start evolving this immunity to the antibodies.
Huh.
The mutations, because bacteria divide quickly and they like rapidly evolve.
Yeah, they mutate, right?
Yeah, they mutate. So they develop these resistances to the antibodies, then they shoot out of your fluids and get on other people and infect them. That person goes to the doctor, they're actually sick. They get an antibody, doesn't work.
They have no solution.
We're running out of solutions. No, let me pitch this to you in a way that I know you'll gravitate to.
Yeah,
okay?
Yeah.
This is an animal in the animal kingdom that we cannot kill.
Oh, that's fucking cool.
Yeah. Yeah. This is an animal on the tree of life that human beings once had the power to kill, but now they are outsmarting us. And they're killing us at an alarmingly increased rate.
Yeah, I've actually been following this for a long time now. I remember the first time I had a conversation with someone about this. One of the first times was in New York, and I took a little bottle of hand sanitizer out of my pocket, and I put it on my hands, and the lady said, this girl says, that doesn't do anything, and it's increasing the prevalence of superbugs. And I said, okay, well, it's doing something because otherwise it wouldn't increase the prevalence of superbugs, now would it?
Yeah.
It's killing 99% of the bacteria now, isn't it?
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, but it's gonna increase. You should just use soap and water and blah blah blah. I'm like, hey, idiot, we're walking in a subway car. Like, where am I gonna get soap and water? I just touched a disgusting pole. Everyone on this train is sniffling and sneezing. Yeah, okay, maybe this is contributing to the problem. And a lot of people are trying to say we shouldn't have antibacterial soaps and antibacterial hand sanitizer and all these things because they're not effective.
Well, I used to be like that lady that you're talking about, where I thought hand sanitizer was bad. I don't know if it is. So I don't say that anymore.
Yeah.
And I like, it's not something that I consider something I believe. You know?
Yeah.
But the overprescription of antibiotics,
Right.
and people not taking them all the way through, which is something I also used to do, and still kind of do every once in a while because I forget, is definitely causing superbug mutation. How about this? Currently, superbugs are implicated in 700,000 deaths a year because of their resistance to drugs. By the year 2050, they'll kill an extra 10 million people worldwide.
Yeah.
How about that?
Well, I hate to shit on your problem, Dick, but there's an article I linked to a while back. I was trying to find it, but the closest I could find is on NPR. It was an NPR article. It's why the nightmare superbug isn't as scary as it sounds.
What a surprise, NPR.
Yeah, a news outlet.
Do you listen to NPR while you're skydiving?
No.
Yeah.
No, because it's exciting. I'm just listening to... I listen to my own podcast when I skydive. The superbug isn't as scary as it was once thought because they just developed a new way of creating antibodies, I believe, that can overcome these superbugs.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's it.
so problem solved. Thanks NPR. Thanks Internet Jesus NPR. And who's the speaker of NPR that everyone blows all the time? Who's the main guy on NPR?
I don't know. There's a bunch of them.
Oh, and what's one of them? Ira Glass. Is that a guy? I don't know. I don't listen to NPR.
This American Life.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Ira Glass.
I don't know. Terry Gross. There's
Thanks,
one.
Terry Gross, for bestowing upon us this magical fix for MRSA.
Yeah.
You fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, well, this dire prediction, Malthus over here with this dire prediction by 2050,
10 million people? That's more than cancer.
I don't think it's going to
It's
happen.
worse than cancer.
Yeah, it sounds very alarmist.
Listen.
Yeah.
2050, 10 million people? That means by 2085, it'll be 130 million people. I did that math myself. That means by the year 3020, that's 2 billion people that will die every year from superbugs. That's almost everybody. Couple of years, by 3030, everyone's dead from superbugs.
Dick, this sounds like it's a solution to hunger.
No, but this is actually a real problem. There you go. MRSA.
What is MRSA?
This is, hold on. The doctor said this is orders of magnitude bigger than Ebola could be. So imagine how bad you can imagine Ebola could be. That's how bad superbugs are.
Yeah,
You think this is alarmist?
so you're saying superbugs are imaginarily bad?
No, they're as bad as you can imagine Ebola actually being.
I don't know, man.
I can imagine it being pretty bad.
Yeah, they did in that fucking movie. What was it? Hot Zone, Hot Down. It's the Michael Crichton movie. It's like
Jurassic Park.
Congo. The Congo. No.
Oh,
what is it?
Congo? No, that was about talking gorilla.
They made a movie about Ebola, and it was based on a Michael Crichton book. It was Outbreak. Yeah, Outbreak. That was they tried to make Ebola as bad as it possibly could be, and even in that fictional fucking movie where they're trying to be alarmist, they found a solution to it. You know, there is a...
You're not worried about this at all, then?
No, I'm not.
Why?
I'm not, because of this NPR article I read.
Oh, man. It's the new Bible. NPR is the new Bible. It tells everybody how to think. NPR and The Daily Show. Look, I got one in the right ear, one in the left ear. How should I think, guys? You tell me.
Yeah, Dick, look, and I wasn't even calling you your name, I just realized. NPR is just a news outlet. They cover stories from everywhere else. Yeah, it's one of the places I listen to because it's as neutral as it possibly gets. Sometimes it can skew left and sometimes it can skew right, but generally it's a pretty good news outlet. Anyway, they're just covering studies that come out by UCLA, USC. These are studies that come out and they found, I believe it's a type of petri dish that they tested it in, and they accidentally discovered this drug that kills drug-resistant bacteria. So they're predicting, I think by 2018 or something like that, that these first drugs that'll start killing drug-resistant bacteria will start hitting the market.
So it's fixed.
And by the way, dickhead, you know why these bacteria become drug-resistant? It's because they grow a tolerance to these drugs. Oh, surprise, surprise. So this whole fucking hay fever argument does make sense, doesn't it, dickhead?
You're like you just associate outcomes with mechanisms. The mechanisms to get those outcomes. Like bacteria don't build up a tolerance themselves. They're not like a role-playing game.
I know
they
they
mutate.
mutate.
It's their offspring.
So
Their offsprings mutate.
Yeah, so
I can't spawn another me that's not allergic to hay fever if I bathe in honey.
yeah, well, nobody's saying bathe in honey, Dick. I'm just saying, look, if you expose yourself to whatever allergens that you have, over time you will grow tolerant to it. It's like I'm tolerant to your BS. You're just bombarding me with it every day. I'm like, stick me in dick. Here we go. Yeah.
That's my problem.
Don't you think, Dick? Don't you think that your body, the efficacy of drugs wear off the more you take them? Like that first hit of heroin is supposed to be amazing, and then after that you can never get it again because you're constantly chasing that dragon. Isn't that true? And
I mean, there's you build up some tolerance to drugs, but we're talking about drinking honey to fight seasonal allergies. I think we would have figured that out by now. We've had honey for a long fucking time. We've had seasonal allergies for a long fucking time.
Dick, they haven't done thorough enough testing.
Okay, so works until proven wrong.
No, I'm not saying it works, and I'm not saying it doesn't. I'm saying it's possible that it works, and I'm not discounting the possibility that it's all bullshit. It could be bullshit.
Okay. MRSA is methicillin-resistant Staphylococcus aureus. Whatever, I'm probably not saying that right.
Yeah.
First detected in Britain in 1961, it's now common in hospitals. MRSA was responsible for 37% of fatal cases of sepsis in the UK in 1999, up from 4% in 1991. That doesn't scare you at all?
No.
It's grown 33%.
Nope. Just like Ebola didn't scare me at all, because guess what? I just read an article right before we went to record this episode that said that they're going to start the first trials of this Ebola vaccine that they just came out with.
Yeah, but Ebola was a bunch of hype. But this is a real thing that's actually killing people. MRSA is actually killing people.
Yeah.
A lot.
What is MRSA? What is it?
It's a bacteria. It's a methicillin-resistant bacteria. It's resistant. It's a superbug. It's resistant to antibodies.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, there's even studies that they've done where they installed copper doorknobs in hospitals, and it's greatly diminished the amount of bacterial infections because copper kills bacteria. It has antibacterial properties.
Yeah, seems like something we should be worried about to me. Seems like a big problem.
Yeah. I mean, it could potentially be a big problem, Dick, if we don't nip it in the bud, but scientists are working around the clock to find solutions.
Thank God NPR is on top of it.
You're so dismissive of any news source. That's just a fucking straw man.
It's all the same news source.
Ad hominem. It's not all the same news source. I cite all sorts. I cite the Telegraph. I cite BBC. I cite NPR. I've even cited Fox News on this show. I cite lots of different news sources.
All right.
New York Times.
All right, that's my problem.
Metro.co.uk, fan favorite. Yeah, Dick. Okay, superbugs can potentially. Here's the thing, Dick.
What would you be afraid of, biologically?
Biologically, I'm not afraid of much. Biologically, something like AIDS that had no solution to it or no cure to it. But I'm not sure that something like that could potentially even exist because we're on the verge of conquering mortality, I believe.
God, your faith in our ability, and your faith in science's ability to fix problems is astounding to me. Dude, you have an overwhelming abundance of faith in our ability to solve problems, and I have zero.
I know. Dick, what is life? If you wanted to quantify life, if you wanted to describe what is the difference between an animate and an inanimate object, right? We're all carbon atoms. We're all a bunch of molecules bumping around. There's no evidence for a soul, right? There's no evidence for any of this stuff. This is just theory. It's human theory that we are alive. What does it mean to be alive? We're just matter that happens to act in a weird way when we react with energy. Energy comes into our systems, we convert it to something else, and we poop it out, and we go around and we build video games and houses and toys and things, but what are we? What are we doing? We're just matter that's trying to make more matter. And we're using other matter to do it.
Let me ask you something.
Yeah.
Are you on drugs?
No, I've never used drugs.
What the fuck are you talking about? What does this have to do with solving these horrible diseases that don't faze you at all?
Because, Dick, I'm not even sure what it even means to be alive. Like, what is it?
Okay.
Yeah, I know we're getting some...
That's getting real weird.
Yeah, well, it's because of this last episode that we did, the bonus episode.
The Oculus Rift.
When I was talking about the Oculus Rift, and I kept thinking about what the experience of being alive means. Like, can it be completely simulated? I think it can be. And we don't know for a fact if we're alive. We don't know anything. We don't know if we're alive. We don't know anything, right?
Dude, I've been thinking about the bonus episode
Yeah.
all weekend. You
Yeah.
got real weird with that stupid Oculus Rift thing. Like, that's my favorite bonus episode so far.
Yeah, it's pretty great, and I know it sounds like we're shilling for it, but I have been thinking about it.
No one
nonstop
was
as
thinking
well.
about it until you said that.
Yeah, well. Okay, well, whatever.
Well,
Anyway.
your reaction to the Oculus Rift is still astounding to me.
Why is that?
Because I've never seen anyone. So I talked to the guy's Oculus Rift who you borrowed,
Yeah.
and he couldn't believe. He said you were acting like that right after you experienced it.
Yeah.
And he couldn't believe it because he owns the thing, and he's like, it's all right.
Yeah, everyone's a fucking idiot except for me. That's why I keep saying I'm the smartest person I know. And nobody sees the potential here. This is new technology that is going to revolutionize everything. Look, I'm not like the bonus episode.
I think we see the potential, but the potential I see in it is limited by how much I believe people are able to execute things. Like, you know what I'm saying? You think scientists can just solve everything and everything works perfectly and will be amazing, and this vision you have for the Oculus Rift will be realized very quickly, and I think it's just a stupid toy, and it's just going to be fucked with and tinkered with a little bit, and I might use, like, someone like me might use it, like, I don't know, an hour a week, a half hour a week until I get bored with it.
Yeah, Dick, that's the difference between you and visionaries. People who don't have the foresight to see the potential for technology. That's the problem. Look, back to your problem, right? You're saying that superbugs are a problem.
Big problem.
You think it's a big problem? You don't think humans can overcome superbugs? We've overcome way bigger problems than that, my friend. Look at our lifespan, how much it's increased in just under a century. Look, a century ago, look how much our lifespans have grown.
Increased?
By about 30 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What, we were only living till 50 back in the turn of the century?
Turn of the century, I believe the mortality rate was, around 50. A lot of
50
things were
years old, really?
Well, let me
Don't
check
you
it.
dare look it up, you motherfucker. You should not be allowed to have internet on this show.
Why not?
Because I want to hear what you actually think. I don't care what Google thinks about how old we lived.
Well,
Why do you think it was 50?
Because it was lower. I don't know exactly what it is. I just sound uninformed if I don't look it up. But yeah, it was a lot lower in the 1700s, in the 1600s. In just over a couple of centuries, we've gone from our mortality rate being around the age 30, our life expectancy rather. We've more than doubled our life expectancy, Dick. What makes you think that it's ever going to hit an upper limit? Again, and then I come back to this philosophical argument. What is cognizance? What is life? Like, do we need our bodies?
Back to that weird argument?
Because I don't think that mortality is a thing we can't overcome. I think we can be immortal. There's no reason why we can't.
Do you have a contingency plan for your website if something were to happen to you?
What do you mean?
What do you mean? What's going to happen to make sure your website stays up after you're gone?
I imagine some wealthy benefactor will continue hosting it and pay
Yeah,
for
but
the
how?
hosting.
They got to have the ability to fund this account.
The hosting itself, through all the different, it's like $500-600 a month. Yeah,
I'm just saying.
I'll make sure my website runs, buddy. Don't worry about that.
Well, that's my problem. You gonna do some more voicemails?
Yeah.
All right.
Whoa, Maddox. So did I just hear you correctly? And you said that porn is honest?
Yeah.
So do you know how many injections into their cocks like every single male porn actor has, or how many, plastic surgeries or 6 gallons of semen dumped over them every female porn actor has?
No,
Is that
I
true?
actually
I want to talk
don't.
about honesty.
Yeah.
When you say that porn is honest,
Yeah.
and shitty romance movies like the Titanic aren't,
Yeah.
and it is kind of a shitty movie, I will agree with you.
Well, I would know. I mean, I have seen
There's
it.
no difference. They're both lies. They're both lies sold by commercials, and so go fuck yourself, man. Dick, you're pretty awesome.
Wow.
Injections into the cock. I don't know about that.
Look, man, just because you have augmentation doesn't mean you're dishonest. Just because you comb your hair so it doesn't look like the exact same way that you woke up doesn't mean you're dishonest, you moron. And by the way, it depends on the type of porn. You can watch fake porn, you can watch real porn. And the majority of porn, I believe, is real. The ones that I watch a lot of, like, amateur stuff.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's all real
Amateur
stuff. Just couples, like, doing their thing in the bedroom, whatever.
This dude wrote in about our outfits for the live show.
Yeah.
He says, hey, Dick, did you and Maddox steal your costumes from the set of this classic film I was watching the other day? Oh, boy. So, he sends this picture in.
Okay, what movie is that?
I want you to look at this picture. Sean, I want you to look at this picture too. And tell me if anything jumps out at you.
I'm looking at a picture of a guy putting on a crown in, it looks like a hallway, and he's wearing a red jacket with blue trim and some gold
Just
stuff
like
on it.
just like
Oh,
on
and
the
he's
show.
getting a blowjob.
What do you mean?
Is he getting a blowjob?
Yeah. Yeah. Classic film. And the big old browsers.
Oh,
on the corner.
Brazzers. Yeah, Brazzers is a porn site, right?
Yeah, big one.
Right.
So I said, hey, what's this movie? I want to go look at it, right, to see what they're doing.
Yeah.
This guy so far. So he goes, it's called Tour of London Part 2. I believe it's directed by Christopher Nolan. I found the film to be pretentious and heavy-handed in its central theme, but relatively easy to masturbate to. It certainly deserved Best Picture more than Birdman. And there's more. When I first heard that Madison Ivy was playing herself in a semi-autobiographical picture detailing her time in the United Kingdom, I confess I expected this movie would be an exercise in narcissism. How wrong I was. Unlike so many of this year's Academy nominees, Tour of London Part 2 treats us to much more than self-absorbed navel-gazing, taking special care to also include close-ups of breasts and vaginas.
Whoa, I wasn't expecting that.
No. The casting is spot on, and although co-star Danny D's performance could be described as stiff and wooden, he also performs all of his own stunts even during some of the film's most intense action scenes. At the story's conclusion, you will be utterly convinced by his portrayal of a hard man thrust into circumstances beyond his control.
Okay.
If you hang on until the very end, you'll discover that he even has a softer side. There you go. Which turns out to be his penis.
Yeah, a lot of people shitting on our
think
costumes,
that one looks
but
cooler than the
This
other
guy
one.
had this
Yeah,
at the
this
ready.
one's-
yeah.
Like he had seen the costume before in a porno that
Yeah.
he had a detailed opinion about.
yeah, in a porno of a guy getting laid.
Oh, wait, what?
Yeah, the guy wearing that jacket in the porno is getting laid.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking cool.
Okay.
On that live show, he was like such a douchebag with long hair. What happened to the cool buzz cut, aviators and mustache, like when you went on Dr. Phil? You still look like an asshole, or like the asshole friend that you hang out with. You just don't know exactly why. Anyway, go fuck yourself.
A lot of commentary on how I look.
Yeah, man. People tearing you up. Unrealistic standards of beauty.
Yeah, I should feel bad. I should feel worse. Let's see.
Hey, Maddox, if you don't like watching fucking Titanic, how about you quit bringing in shitty-ass fucking problems?
You idiot. You know, man, it's not that I'm bringing in shitty problems. Yeah, some problems are going to be smaller than others, you fuck. Of course, bathroom attendance is going to be a smaller problem than, say, AIDS or type 2 diabetes or militarized police. But this is a show where we rank all the problems, and we cannot say with certainty that we know the biggest problem in the universe until every single problem is enumerated on that list.
Sure.
So sometimes I'm going to bring in a problem that I know is going to get lesser votes. It's going to get less votes than whatever else is there that week. At some point, I'll probably bring in ants. Ants are a problem, but they're probably not as big of a problem as, I don't know, anything else on our list.
I don't know. It depends how you pitch it.
Yeah, well, maybe.
All right, what are your problems for this week?
My problem this week was fit shaming, and what was yours?
Problem Superbugs.
All right, that's it for this episode, guys. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to check out Audible. Thanks for supporting the show, and our bonus episode is out. Vote on the live episode as well.
Thanks for listening.
Hey guys, Ian in Santa Clarita. I'm calling to state some things in defense of sleep, because you guys were both in agreement thinking that sleep was the biggest problem in the universe.
No, people would love to see some more.
Maddox, you said that people don't do anything while they're sleeping,
Yeah.
and that nobody has cool adventures while they're asleep. But I wanted to say, you've probably heard of it, but for those who don't, there's something called lucid dreaming.
Oh, I hate lucid dreaming.
Really?
Yeah.
Practice and dedication.
Why?
And it basically allows you to control your dreams. You can go on all kinds of crazy adventures all inside of your head, and it's totally a thing that people do. People get a lot of enjoyment out of it, and they can use that inspiration to contribute. So, anyway, thanks for hearing me out.
He's so polite.
Hey, go fuck yourself.
He's so polite until he says fuck. lucid dreaming is a piece of shit. I started writing an article a long time ago. I actually finished it, but I didn't think it was up to standard, so I didn't publish it. But it's all about how much I hate lucid dreaming.
Why?
Because I'm really good at it. I can lucid dream all I want, all the time. But guess what?
What?
Yeah.
Wait a minute, what?
Yes.
What? How?
Lucid dreaming is garbage.
Hey, wait a minute. You can do this all the time.
Yes.
And the thing where you fall asleep and you control all aspects of your dream.
Yes.
You can do that all the time.
Yes.
And you are excited about the Oculus Rift. Why? Isn't that the same thing?
Absolutely not. Because lucid dreaming, you're just jerking yourself off. You're daydreaming. There's no difference. Lucid dreaming, I'm conscious of my dream state when I'm in a dream, and I intentionally try to forget that I'm awake and conscious so I can see where my mind goes on its own. If I'm controlling my mind in my sleep, what's the difference between being awake? I'm just daydreaming then. It's a big fucking jerk off. Everyone thinks lucid dreaming's so fucking fancy and fun, like Inception. Ooh, I can fly. Guess what? I'm fucking flying right now. I'm imagining myself flying through the air. Ooh, big fucking deal. It's a big jerk off.
You can do this while you're sleeping?
Like,
You have this ability to be aware of your dream state and control it.
Yes, I hate it. I hate it. I intentionally try to not lucid dream. I don't want to do it.
You know that's, at least I think that's extremely rare. People can't do that, right?
I mean, people train themselves.
I got ours
to
out
lucid dream.
immediately.
There's audio tapes that you can take. When I first started realizing that there was a name for lucid dreaming, I didn't know what it was.
Yeah, it was a different
I
kind of
looked into it and I found that there are people who take audio, who listen to audio tapes as they're falling asleep.
used
That
so
give
much
them,
of it that it was like
audio cues to remind them that they're dreaming or that they're asleep
Yeah.
about when REM sleep occurs. So there are people who train themselves to start lucid dreaming, but lucid dreaming isn't a solution to anything. You're just you're trapped inside your own mind. It's far more interesting to me to see where the random places your mind takes you while you're sleeping, the associations you wouldn't think to make on your own when your mind does that while you're sleeping.
So you're saying when you're asleep,
Yeah.
you are just sitting in an empty white room like the Matrix,
The Greasy
being
Strangler's on
aware
Netflix,
that you're
right?
sleeping.
No, I have dreams, and usually during those dreams, at some point, I realize that I'm dreaming, and I tell myself to ignore it, and I just continue dreaming. Yeah.
Why are you recommending it to someone?
That's
My
not
friend
weird.
just said,
It's not as
she
interesting
posts on
as it sounds.
Facebook,
It's really not.
Well, what this guy's saying,
What movie
it
should I
sounds
watch?
interesting
I'm like,
because you can like
Greasy
do
Strangler.
cool stuff.
And
It's the only movie
Yeah,
anyone
but
should
then
ever watch.
hot chicks.
Yeah, hands down.
Well, sure,
Nothing
but
better.
you can't. Like, if you want to imagine a monster or a creature or something, some experience that you haven't experienced yet,
just cut a
it's
few,
entirely
so
up
there's
to you
some of the
to
black
imagine
ones
it,
in
and
here.
it's only as
I'm
real
trying to
as
get
your
all
real
the,
life
like,
experiences have
texture
allowed it.
ones
Like, if
and
you're trying,
separate
like
out
a
the,
blind person, trying to explain to a
ones.
blind person what a
Sorry,
texture
like,
looks like or a color looks like, if you're trying to imagine something you've never seen before, it's really difficult. It's really difficult. I'm not even sure it's possible.
Why would I try to imagine something I hadn't seen before?
Exactly. Why lucid dream?
Well, because lucid, like I could pretend that I'm flying around.
Well, you can
sounds
do that
cool.
now. I'm doing that right fucking now. What's
Yeah,
the
but
difference?
when you're in a dream, you actually
So the
feel
lava
it.
one-
Yeah.
Like you're feeling the feeling of flying around.
The lava
Yeah,
Or being like in
more,
space.
I'm over it. I get butterflies in my stomach every now and then, but whatever.
Oh man.
Lucid dreaming is boring. Biggest problem in the universe.
All right.
I'm gonna bring that in. Lucid dreaming. Okay.
Here's another one.
I think I
just wanted to inform you that the National Sleep Foundation recently conducted a study that recommended 7 to 9 hours of sleep for young adults and stated 10 to 11 hours may be appropriate.
Yeah.
This study was released
Right.
in 2015, was conducted over a period of 2 years, and consisted of a panel of lead experts. I don't know where you got your crooked information for this
Yeah,
episode,
Crooked.
You're
but
crooked.
I
Oh,
promise, if you just type sleep into Google, the first thing you'll
I
get
did
is
it.
the
She's
National
right.
Sleep Foundation.
Well, it's the second.
Yeah.
Wikipedia's first.
Yeah. Well, crooked promise.
Where do you get that crooked information, Alex?
It was from, I believe, oh shit, I don't know. I linked
I'm
did I
sure
link to
it's
that
valid.
last time. Yeah, it's legit. Yeah. No, there's another study that just came out that said more than 10 hours increases your. I just read this the other day after that sleep episode. It said it increases your chance of I think morbidity or diabetes or something by 40% if you sleep too much. Yeah. I mean, it makes sense. It all correlates to the type of lifestyle that affords you hours and hours to sleep.
I don't know
Sure.
if that's going to feel real.
Wait, I'll do it like this. You can't really see
Hey,
it.
this message is from Dick.
Looks really
Are you
I saw a live
streaming? 'Cause I can
podcast
see it.
show, and
Okay, there you go.
you know, I used to have hair a lot like yours, and for one, it doesn't look like pubes to pubes are tight and, you know, they kind of look like a fro and have those springy hairs on occasion.
You're
Yours are
describing pubes
loose
to us.
and
Yeah,
flowy.
yeah, thanks, buddy.
Kind of like a metal rock band kind of deal.
Yeah.
But I will say, your hairline, that's your problem. It doesn't complement, your hair doesn't complement your hairline very well. So when I cut my hair, it looked way cooler, and then I had some chick perm it, and so, like, because of the curl,
We're talking about
and
hair.
straightening
Let's
agent,
just cut this voice out. I'm not talking about fucking hair.
All right. Cancel this fucking. See you next week.
Oh, shit.
Or do you just, like, stop the episode? That's funny.
No, that was like after the episode's over, they do voicemails.
Whoa, that one's really crazy looking.
Oh yeah, that one had wormholes in it. I have a full blank of that somewhere, or that has like the edge with the wormholes in it.
If I, like, casted it so that it was all together,
Mm-hmm.
and then
It'd make a good button, probably.
do a lot of things.
If you're going to be casting big pieces of wood, you're going to want to oven dry them first, because these are all been sitting out here. A lot of those,
For, like, long periods
yeah,
of
they've been
time.
outside, and they have a lot of moisture in them. That's why I think that's why your one the other day had air pockets. Yeah.
That makes Do you need buttons?
No. I mean, you should make them if you like making them.
I do like making. I like making.
You have a lot of button blanks already, though.
Well, I like using the buttons. Yeah, I like using the laminate thing for buttons. Like just cutting them, and like casting I would say for more complicated, cool stuff.
Yeah. God, these things look so fucking awesome.
They really are good. Like, all blocks of wood. Varying colors. Kinda curious if, like, making plugs.
Butt plugs?
No,
That is something I know a lot about.
not butt plugs, sorry.
What other kind of plugs are there?
For your ears.
You gonna plug in your ears?
No, for your ear holes.
Oh, okay, butt plugs for your ear holes.
Yeah.
That is something I'm familiar with as well. I need to get some ice and some water.
It is hot out here and itchy.
Show is brought to you by. Today's show is brought to you by Harry's. Please visit harrys.com and use the promo code Biggest Problem to save $5 off your first purchase.
Welcome to the biggest problem in the universe. I'm Maddox. With me is Dick Masterson.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
And Sean, our audio engineer.
Hello.
Oh boy, I am glad to be back. Dick, I was in Utah this week.
Oh,
Yeah. And I was bitching about it before the show, and you
Yeah.
said, you know what, why don't you bring it in as a problem? And I think I will next week, because I already got my problems this week.
well, because it's a weird wonderland. Like
Yeah.
everything that you describe about Utah, is just weird and bizarre, and you can't imagine people living in such an environment.
Yeah.
And get alone, like, thriving. And this is their paradise. This is the paradise that they built. It actually makes me question my libertarian ideals. that these assholes are in this state all on their own, inventing this awful utopia for themselves. I'm like, they shouldn't be allowed to do this.
Dick, it's a dystopia. Look, to be clear, it's definitely dystopia. You know that world that I painted, that magical world about the Oculus Rift during the bonus episode? Utah is kind of like that, where on the surface everything looks cool and looks great, but then the underlying is just like depression and suicide. Anyway, Dick, we also dropped our live episode number 2 last week, and the comments were overall, I would say, a little bit more positive. Not that I give a shit, because it's fucking awesome. I don't give a shit what you guys think.
I give a shit.
Yeah, about the comments?
Yeah, I care what people think about me. I'm not one of these enlightened individuals who doesn't care. I actually care.
I got a comment from Victor Rice Sobreria. He says, "What the fuck is this shit? Unsubscribe."
With a V?
With a V, yeah.
Okay.
Idiot. Alright, see ya, moron. If you can't spell unsubscribe, do it. Go ahead and unsubscribe. I also got a comment from the live episode. Lyle Chipperson. He says, "I say the biggest problem is sound actors' erectile dysfunction."
Is it you or me? Who do you think that that's you.
Yeah.
Why do you have erectile dysfunction? Why does he think you have erectile dysfunction?
No, I don't know. I don't think he's ever seen me erect. His mom definitely. And then from last, well, you got a comment.
Yeah, I voted the live show, yeah. TPH7NS4. I don't know what that stands for. It might be the guy's license plate. So why doesn't Dick get his own awesome throne? Kunal S3 goes, because he's an asswipe. Pretty good.
Yeah, take that, Dick. Asswipe.
Did you have another one?
Yeah, this one.
Live show?
This one's not from the live show.
Well, let's focus on the live show
Yeah.
first. 'Cause we got to say the next one's coming out, which I'm really excited about because I loved our guest.
This one turned out
on
really
that
nice.
one. Yeah. Ella Darling.
Ella Darling, she's a porn star. I loved all our guests, but this one.
Of course, but I mean, I really love
Okay,
Ella.
Dick. Here we go. There we go. And you guys can see the uncomfortable flirting. If we didn't cut it out, we'll see. Well, you know,
better not get cut, man.
It's out. It's out by the time that this podcast is out. So watch it. Do some comments.
I'm gonna play that clip of my high school reunion. It's gonna be, look at this flirting that's going on with me and this porn star. Awesome.
Gross.
She's involved in making porn for the Oculus Rift.
Yeah.
Spoiler.
Yeah. By the way, the HTC Vive has come out now. They're talking about that the tech demo that just came out, and people are saying HTC Vive is next level. They're saying they have laser sensors that you put on the wall that scan your body, so that the problem I said with the Oculus Rift is that your limbs aren't in the body, aren't in the game.
Yeah.
This solves that problem, and you're in the game. This is gonna be some next level shit.
Oh, yeah. I hope it works as well as Siri does at voice recognition and the Kinect does at body limb recognition, right? What other horseshit technology? The Power Glove, remember that?
Yeah.
Oh, what a revolution that was for video games playing. I can't wait to see this laser technology in action.
Take your shit on pioneers, these pioneers of industry, making new technology. The first fucking cell phones looked like bricks, and they were like the Zach Morris phone and Saved by the Bell, but now look at them.
They were worse. My dad he was a stockbroker, and it filled up the trunk of his car.
Yeah.
But he would make calls. He could only call like a couple people.
Yeah.
Because only a couple people had them. But it bounced right off his saddle. Let's not get off into the weeds. What are you doing? Are you drawing pictures again?
No, don't worry about it.
Yeah, you're drawing pictures again over there.
No.
What about the problems from last week?
Problems last week, Dick. So the number one problem for last week was student loans.
Well,
from what?
Yeah, that's good. That's to be expected.
Well, it doesn't
It's a huge
count.
problem.
Yeah, but it doesn't count.
No, I agree.
Yeah. All right, good.
Why don't you think it counts?
Because
I'm sorry. What doesn't it count in, Maddox?
It doesn't
What do you mean
count
it
for the
doesn't
number one
count?
problem. It was from the live show.
Stole
but
another
then it
brush
said that didn't
today.
count. The actual.
It doesn't count as a win.
No,
Yeah.
it's not a win. It's not a win.
But what doesn't it count?
All the
in,
brushes.
Because it's on a list. It's on the top of a list. Then what do you mean it
the
doesn't
most number
count?
of votes. It didn't count as the most number of
Were you
votes.
waiting on it to dry?
Okay. I'm sorry. I almost misunderstood you.
Yeah. So the real
God,
top.
it's itchy
Okay.
right
Top ranking problem last week was fishing.
Oh,
Yeah.
congratulations.
Thanks.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah.
On what? I don't know.
I don't know what you're congratulating me for.
Not a win.
Not a
Right?
win,
Not
no.
a win.
No.
Just congratulations.
Yeah. Yeah. Too bad. Too bad that student loans doesn't count. in that because it was during the live episode. Then Superbugs and Hot Dog Truthers.
There's one more.
Sorry, Dick. Oh, and the last one was people who complain about what others are doing on social media. People didn't think that was a problem at all.
Yeah, that was, well, it's kind of convoluted, right? Because
Yeah.
it's like you're complaining about what people are complaining about, who are complaining about people on social media.
I guess. I mean, I don't. That's something I do all the time. I love complaining about what others are doing. Dick, I got a comment about the Superbugs problem.
Oh God, is it my antibiotics antibody fuck up?
No, although that was hilarious. This one's from Rhino Kingus, and he said, "Here's a kicker for Dick. Manuka honey may be used in killing MRSA." Remember, you said the problem with superbugs, and you kept mentioning this methicillin-resistant staphylococcus.
Yeah.
Right. There's a study he linked to on PubMed.gov. It says Manuka honey inhibits cell division in methicillin-resistant staphylococcus. So you're not only saying honey doesn't do anything, but now they're saying honey may actually be a cure to superbugs. And the results of the study says statistically significant increased number of cells containing septa and increased cell diameter were found in MRSA exposed to 5%, 10%, or 20% Manuka honey, but not 10% artificial honey without methylgloxal.
All right, well,
Yeah.
I'm not eating honey.
Okay.
To cure hay fever.
Good.
If I get MRSA, I'll start eating honey.
Good.
But I'm not eating it to cure my
You can
hay
just sit
fever.
there and sneeze like a little bitch.
on.
Anyway, that's, yeah.
Hey, Dick. Antibiotic. Antibiotic. Antibiotic.
I really have got some people.
Antibiotic are drugs to kill bacteria.
Okay.
Antibodies are what your body needs, specifically for your immune system needs, in response to invasion.
Ah, yeah, there you go.
Oh.
Go fuck yourself.
You snuck that in.
I think that I did know that. I didn't say it right, obviously. And I
Ollie, my
apologize if
doggo
anyone
is
was
here. Hey, buddy.
caused duress by
Hey,
my
buddy.
mistake, but it's
My doggo, my
clearly
German.
You know what? Maybe I am a
Good boy.
fucking idiot. You know that was taken out of context, by the way.
What's that?
That was me imitating a woman being interviewed by a news reporter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so much like your facts, it was taken out of context. So that yeah, it sounds like it, and the other one sounds like it was spliced from different audio clips too. This one here.
Maybe I think I'm a lot smarter than I am. That was the same thing.
That was the
me.
same-
Yeah, that was me imitating someone being interviewed by the news.
Yeah.
I would never say that about myself. I got some more voicemails.
This is a message for the fan versus fan segment. I'd like to respond to that stupid son of a bitch who said that the listeners of this podcast are in fact themselves the biggest problems in the universe and some of the worst human beings ever. That guy's a fucking cocksucker, and I hope he gets hit cancer and dies.
So, you know, point counterpoint thing.
Was that it? Was that a response to one of the comments or something we said?
No, a guy called into the voicemail saying that the fans of the show are the biggest
Oh,
problem.
yeah,
so
yeah,
that's
that's
her,
really-
said that he was saying that they're violent
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
and they're bad people. So that guy called into the response.
Well, you shot him up by calling him a cocksucker in hopes that he dies. That's pretty funny.
Hi, I'm just calling in to say that Dick is just a giant fucking asshole. Like, all of his problems suck. He's not good at defending any of his problems. I think Maddox has the best problems in the universe. All Dick does is that stupid fucking gimmick so that
Gimmicks.
people vote up his problems.
Gimmicks.
Fuck you and your Titanic, Dick. Oh yeah, by the way, fuck you, Dick.
That sounded like a compliment, though. He said, "Fuck you and your Titanic dick."
Oh,
No,
yeah,
no,
that's
Sean,
true. That's
no.
true, Sean. Good point.
Sean, that's cheating. That doesn't count. We're comma splicing here. Look, that guy made a point. That guy made a good point. A lot of gimmicks. People vote up your problems sometimes because of the gimmicks.
Yeah, hey, speaking of gimmicks, Trark Dev says, Dick, how about bringing in Maddox is too much of a pussy to watch Titanic as a problem?
Too much of a pussy.
It was pathetic enough he caved in and promised to watch it, but now he won't keep his word. What do you say? Because you did say you watched it, and I don't know conclusively that you did or didn't.
No, I definitely watched it, guys. You fucking idiots. Of course I didn't watch it, you morons. That was a lie. I'm gonna lie my way out of this bit. Take that, you idiots.
That's very uncharacteristic of you, though. To lie.
Yeah.
You know, you're not good at it. You got caught immediately.
Okay. Whatever. And you gave me the most softball questions, too, to prove that I watched the Titanic.
On a show discussing serious problems, we can't have the main host be a pussy liar. I don't know, man. That's what this guy's saying. Bring it in.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Well, you know, this is self-preservation. That's what that was.
What is?
I did what I had to do to preserve myself, my dignity, my honor.
By what?
By lying about seeing the Titanic. I'm never gonna watch the Titanic. Never. I will never fucking watch it. I will take that to my grave.
Okay.
I've had girls who wouldn't put out because I wouldn't watch the Titanic. They see a hottie. I don't give a shit. Yeah.
Well, I would never do that.
You would never.
No, I'll watch whatever.
You what? Yeah. See, that's
You
the
can
difference.
just think about other shit while it's on TV.
I won't watch it, man. Because I made a promise.
Hey, wait, can you stop drawing pictures? Like, you're clearly not paying attention to what I'm talking about. You're totally not. You're drawing pictures.
It's a real sloppy vampire. I just.
All right. Handy Andy Pandy says, Dick, when you mentioned already exists, remember that fat photoshopping idea that I had?
Yeah.
Where you Photoshop fat people skinny to like give them inspiration?
Sure.
It already exists on Reddit. It's called Fatso Shop.
Really?
Yeah. I brought in some pictures of it too. You want to see them?
Yeah, let's see it.
So, alright, here is a fat girl that was photoshopped to be skinny.
Okay, so I'm looking at this picture of this, wow, she looks really...
Like a sequined walrus on the left. She's wearing, Sean, look, tell me that's not accurate. That's a sequined walrus.
She's wearing like a party dress, like a going out party dress. I don't know why, it's like a daytime photo.
It's like a sparkly mermaid has fucked a walrus there.
Okay, Dick. I'm sure that's how she likes to be described. And then the Photoshop version of her, she's really skinny looking and kind of svelte, and she looks like she has normal body proportions. Yeah.
Do you think that would be inspirational?
Not to me.
If you were that woman?
I don't know, man. I mean, inspirational or...
Because that one's hot.
I guess. But if someone did that... Well, yeah, but if this woman asked the person to Photoshop her body, fine, sure. But if someone did that and just came over and said, hey, look at what I drew, look what I made, you could look like this, I'd say, fuck you, don't worry about it.
How about this one? Look at that.
Dick's showing a picture of a girl, she says, fat is the new black. She's wearing...
And she is fat.
Yeah, she's pretty curvy. She's curvy plus. I would say that she's just a little bit over curvy. And then the skinny one, yeah, she has this thigh gap, which I think is ridiculous.
Oh, so you don't think that's hot?
No, she's not. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got
Expect some kind of scam coming.
No, it's not a scam. How about that?
Okay. There's a picture of a fat cat laying down, and then a skinny cat next to it. Yeah.
I guess you're right. I don't think that cat would be good.
I don't think so. All right, Dick. You got any more voicemails? Should we get to the problems?
I got some. Yeah, I got one more voicemail.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Eric calling from Sweden. First of all, I'd like to congratulate Maddox on being able to become an extreme athlete finally after all these years. And, I hope you stay with us a little bit longer until you go into your virtual boy masturbation world. Secondly, I'd like to bring in a problem. This is a big one. Uncomfortable underwear. I mean, when your entire body's at peace, but for some reason you have to keep scratching your ass, scratching your crotch. I mean, it's ridiculous. And also, this can get you into big problems as well. Like if you hang around playgrounds a lot, all of a sudden you're being raped in prison for being a sex offender.
What?
People like Maddox are looking your address up online. It's crazy. Anyway, that's my problem. Dick, where did you go? Hug yourself, because you're an amazing person, and that's why we all love you.
Okay.
Barb.
Thank you.
Guys, just about to ask you on a date. Yeah, it's interesting. I actually wrote copy for an underwear company. Really? Yeah, a long time ago. I wrote some copy. They hired me to write some copy. I said, yeah.
What did you write?
Just a bunch of over-the-top manly fucking shit that was awesome. And then they came back and said, well, we don't want to associate danger with our product. I'm like, all right, didn't do it.
Underwear product?
Yeah, I made it sound like there was risk of dying by wearing this underwear.
Like what?
I don't remember. It's something like there was something like put the danger in your pants or something like that. They said we want it to be more fun. We wanted a fun brand, not a danger brand.
A fun brand?
Yeah.
For men's underwear?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. They know who they hired, right?
Yeah. I was like, all right, print what you want. You know what you want? You're the writer, or am I the writer? You're the writer. You're the New York Times bestseller. Oh, okay. Then go ahead and why don't you write your own copy?
Yeah, it sounds cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I got this to bring in. So you remember your problem fit shaming, right?
Yeah.
This comes in from Johnny Davis. You brought in Maria Kang. as an example
Yeah.
of someone fit.
Right.
Well, this guy says people were pissed at her because she's a fitness instructor. So her job is working out. Remember how you said she spends 8 hours a day working? Yeah, that's her job is basically living at a gym.
Was she before, or did she become one after?
Let me read you this girl's profile. Okay. All right, I went on her About Me site. I'm not going to read you the whole thing because it's awful, but here's just the sentence from her site. Maria King, wife. This is in order. Wife, mother, author, author, speaker. Got a lot of things already.
Yeah, got a lot of words on her mind.
Business owner.
Okay.
This is legit. This is listed as a thing that she does. She calls herself a business owner. Specific, like when you go to like Warren Buffett's website, business owner. That's what he calls himself, business owner. Non-profit founder.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fitness philanthropist. Philanthropist.
Yeah.
Fitness philanthropist. Who suppose that is?
So she gives away fitness? Like, what does that mean? I don't know what that means. Oh, she donates. She probably donates hours of...
She tells people how to work out.
Yeah, okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's sharing her expertise. Nothing wrong with that.
And social entrepreneur.
Social entrepreneur. What is that?
So an entrepreneur would be starting businesses, right?
Yeah.
She's a social entrepreneur. She starts conversations. So basically, this chick sits around Gabs all day and fills out forms to start businesses.
Well, that's how you characterize her.
Great role model.
Yeah, that's how you characterize her. To me, she sounds like a hard-working mother who lost a lot of weight. And she posted that picture online, which a lot of people hated. So a lot of people, actually, a few people in the comment section said, "Hey, Maddox, didn't you write this article about don't inspire someone?" This article titled "Don't Inspire Someone," where I talked about how people who try to inspire other people shouldn't, because they have no fucking idea what it takes to inspire someone. Usually, inspiration sometimes it usually happens unintentionally. You don't go out to necessarily inspire someone unless you have a good track record of doing that, like Tony Robbins. Like he goes around doing inspirational speeches. Right?
I mean, does he?
He does.
Like,
yeah.
Does he inspire people?
Absolutely. Yeah, I've met people who've gone to Tony Robbins talks and they have changed their lives after the fact.
I guess so.
But people who try to inspire others, and I said, yeah, you know what, this actually is an argument in favor of my point. This supports the point that I was making, that you shouldn't try to inspire people. I think that's, it's not inconsistent with fit shaming. You can still, this woman's being fit shamed, but the people who were criticizing her weren't criticizing her for her attempts at inspiration. They were criticizing her for being fit. They said, oh, well, not everyone's born with the same genes. Some people have jobs, blah, 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 blah.
I think it's a little off-putting to be a fitness instructor and get on the internet and tell, like, what's your excuse. That attitude is very off-putting.
I mean, yeah, it is off-putting, Dick. I'm not going to argue that. Yeah. She didn't do a good job. If she was trying to inspire people, she didn't do a good job.
She really fucked up.
Although, I don't know, man. I'm sure reading the comments, there'd be some people who say, yeah, she inspired me to lose weight. But yeah, it's probably more negative than positive.
It seems like she's preaching to the choir, I think is my problem with it. Like, it seems like she's just showing off for people who are good.
Maybe.
Yeah. I got one more. Stephen Joseph Musgrove II says, Maddox seems recently enlightened with his Oculus Rift experience.
No.
Isn't that, you don't think there's any truth in that?
No, enlightened as to what? What's the philosophy that I got enlightened about, dickhead?
Well, your, like, whole what is life thing. Your whole, like, what is life and, like, my master race of programmers that are going to be watching movies by themselves in virtual reality.
Yeah.
You are really proselytizing this Oculus Rift experience.
Right, because the experience, it's going to change the world.
But that's what people who are enlightened say.
No.
Like, this is going to change, this diet, this holistic diet will change your life, or the Pilates spin class will change your life. Oculus Rift will change your life. That's what he's saying.
Dick, I have not gleaned any new information necessarily from the Oculus Rift. It didn't inspire me with some kind of philosophy. It didn't instill some philosophy into me. What happened was that I saw this technology and I see the potential and I see where the human race is going. That's it.
There's nothing enlightening about it.
Well,
maybe a little bit.
You know what? Here's the thing, you fuck. I didn't bring in recently inspired people. That's not my problem. That was Whitney's problem.
Recently enlightened people.
Don't vote it down, people. No, bullshit. Alright, you want to do problem? Yeah.
Oh, good.
Alright. My first problem this week is people who turn left. Huh? Damn right that's a good problem. People who turn left are idiots. Morons. Suckers. This is from USA Today. You know, 3 years ago, this is an actual quote from the article. 3 years ago, a retailer, UPS, for those who aren't in America, that stands for the United Parcel System.
Yeah.
Anyway, UPS
Service.
Oh, United Parcel Service.
Guys, we did it. All three of us, we got it.
Teamwork. They're the Brown Company. Anyway, the retailer deployed software from a division of UPS to design routes to maximize the number of deliveries on each while minimizing time and distance. One trick they used? Restrict left-hand turns. Office Depot also did this. They now make 180 to 200 deliveries instead of 125 to 135. Whoa! Over the same distance. Yeah.
That's a big jump.
That's a big jump. Yeah, it's almost double in some
Just
instances.
because they gave up making left turns.
Yeah. This is from Bloomberg. It says UPS makes no left turns in quest to deliver sustainability. As you make a left turn in the U.S., this is a spokesperson for UPS. It says, as you make a left turn in the U.S., you sit at a light and you have to idle a lot. You waste a lot of fuel sitting and idling. With our routing technology and better driving, we avoided 98 million minutes of idle time last year.
Holy shit.
98 million minutes. Those are countless lifetimes. Well,
yeah.
Not countless, but anyway, several lifetimes.
Definitely you can count them, but it's a lot.
It's a lot. It's significant. This is from the Washington Post. This article they wrote called "The Case for Almost Never Turning Left While Driving." This is the one that sounds like it says UPS has chosen to minimize and sometimes eliminate left-hand turns to be more efficient. The company says that the changes have helped save it millions of gallons of fuel. And it goes on. Federal data have shown, so not only is it inefficient to turn left, it's pointless, and it's dangerous. Federal data has shown that 53.1% of crossing path crashes involve left turns, but only 5.7% involve right turns. That's almost 10 times as many crashes involving left turns as right turns.
That makes sense.
10 times.
Yeah.
Can you believe that? So you're 10 times more likely to get in a fatal car crash, or any kind of car crash, than if you were turning left than if you were turning right.
I'm surprised it's not higher. Because
Yeah.
you're making a right turn. What's the worst thing that could happen? You
Yeah.
get rear-ended?
Yeah, you get rear-ended. A lot of times what happens when you're making a right turn is that the driver is looking left to see oncoming traffic, to see when it's clear, and they're not looking right to see if any pedestrians or cyclists are crossing, and they might hit them.
Yeah.
So that's what happens with right-hand turns. But people say, well, Maddox, what am I supposed to do if I can't turn left? Idiot. Go past the block that you want, and then make 3 right turns.
So, wait a minute. Are you going to start doing this now? Mr. Efficiency?
Well, I am exempt, I feel.
Okay.
No. Here's the thing.
You're entitled to left turns.
No, I use my judgment. I use free left turns. So if I need to turn left, I don't turn left until I absolutely have to, or if I get a free left turn. Now, here's what I define a free left turn.
Okay.
If you're going through an intersection and it's about to turn red, it goes from green to yellow, right?
Right.
And if you're about to cross through that intersection and it turns yellow, that's a free left turn. Quickly boost into the left turn lane and then turn left because you don't wait and oncoming traffic has to yield to you.
Yeah. Is UPS allowed to do that?
UPS
Like cut across 3 lanes?
UPS drivers aren't paid to think, all right? They're paid to deliver. Don't worry about that.
I've seen them do it.
Yeah.
You've seen them bomb across 3 lanes?
But they drive those things. They drive those things like rally cars.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, but generally, Jake, I avoid left-hand turns. I absolutely do. And that's how I get where I'm going faster than most people.
I've never seen you make 3 rights, though. Because that's in this world you're talking about with all right turns, everyone would be making 3 rights all the time, right?
Dick. My simple friend. I have deployed advanced driving maneuvers. I no longer have to make right turns or left turns. I flip a bitch. Yeah, that's right. I make a right and then flip a bitch.
That has to be more dangerous than left turns. A U-turn in the middle of the street?
To an unskilled driver, sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
I do the exact same thing.
Yeah, that's right, Sean.
I don't think it's more dangerous.
Yeah, and your car is banged up.
I have been hit.
Uh-huh.
I have been hit. Nothing has ever been my fault.
Hit by suckers, right?
No, one woman tried to make a U-turn from a parked position to immediately go the other way.
Yeah,
and just like T-boned me from. It was colossally stupid on her. I have no idea how she didn't look before she pulled an incredibly illegal maneuver.
Well, that's the thing. If you look, you pay attention. Look, Dick, I have transcended red lights in my driving. Yeah, I don't stop at red lights anymore. I don't have to. If I'm in a hurry, I take a right, flip a bitch. I go through back alleys. I go through parking lots if I have to. I go through other people's driveways if I have to.
Houses?
Well, no, not houses yet. But I have found ways around traffic that are unconventional, perhaps illegal. I don't know. But you got to have some balls to do what I do. And you have to be a real good driver.
Yeah. Do you have any interest in like the Hypermiler Club? Have you ever heard of those guys?
Oh, I have. No, those guys are extreme.
You don't like the? They're too extreme for you.
They're too extreme for me.
Because it sounds like what you never stopping, like the shark method of driving that you're describing.
Yeah.
Where you never stop.
Never stop.
Because you'll die.
No need to.
It sounds like something they would do.
Stopping is for suckers. Taking left-hand turns is for suckers.
I need some for my...
A study by New York City transportation planners concluded the left-hand turns were 3 times as likely to cause deadly crash involving a pedestrian as right-hand turns. And 36% of fatal accidents involving a motorcycle involve a left-hand turn in front of a motorcycle, according to the National
Really?
Yeah, according to the National Highway Traffic Safety Association.
Oh, I can see that.
Yeah. And it goes on, man. It says we can save lives by restricting left turns, but we're unwilling to sacrifice what we see as a needed convenience. Even if you discount the safety concerns, the efficiency of turning left is questionable. And then they go on to cite that UPS study where they rerouted, they retooled their routing software to avoid left-hand turns.
But that is you. What they're describing there, because of our entitlement to convenience, they're describing you.
What are you talking about?
You said you're not going to give up left turns because you're above the system.
I don't turn left and I don't turn right. I flip a bitch if I have to, and I get exactly where I'm going.
Flipping a bitch is 2 left turns.
Not really.
Yeah.
It's one continuous motion. It's a U.
It can be a right and a left also. Like if you're going straight, say you're going south,
yeah,
and you make a right-hand turn in the next street,
yeah,
an immediate ditch.
Yeah.
But you just said you're not giving up your... I mean, I don't believe that you're never making left turns again.
I don't make left turns. I go straight, and I have started to avoid intersections with lights. I will go to the intersection. I used to think that intersections with lights were the best thing because you were guaranteed to turn through if you needed to, right?
Yeah, I think that.
Especially across that. I no longer think that. It's because of the app Waze. You know Waze, the navigation software?
Yeah.
If you guys aren't familiar with it, W-A-Z-E, especially if you live in a big city, look it up. Waze is an incredible GPS navigation device that routes you around traffic, but it also has done efficiency testing for routes. And it finds that if you go straight through heavily trafficked intersections, as opposed to turning left or right, you will save way more time.
As opposed to turning left or right, what do you mean?
So if you go through a heavily trafficked intersection that has a light,
okay,
right,
like Hollywood and Highland.
Sure, that's a very busy intersection in California. If you, instead of going through that intersection, if you go one street over and avoid the light, even though...
Hey. No. Yes. What time is it? 4? When are you coming home? We probably won't, just because she still has to like shower and get ready for work. She's off Tuesday, so I was just gonna cook. Can you check when you're at Kroger in the place where they have like all the automotive stuff and get some motor oil? It doesn't matter, I don't think. Just whatever they have. No, it's for one of my tools. Yeah, just tell me if you want to take a picture of the ones they have, and I can tell you which one.
Crossing 4 or 5 lanes of heavy traffic, you will still go through faster than if you waited at the light.
Oh, yeah, I don't like the way Waze makes you go left on like
a lot of
5
people
lane
don't.
roads.
Mm-hmm. You get nervous, don't you?
No, it's just too much activity while I'm driving. I want to kind of zone out and just make a left, like, and not think about it and idle at the light.
Well, there you have it, folks. Dick's the problem we have traffic because a lot of people think like you, Dick. They get nervous. They don't want to think about it.
I didn't say I was nervous. I said I just want to zone out.
Yeah,
I don't want
zone
to
out.
think about it that much. It's not nervousness.
No. With me, it's war. My heart
So
rate
who the fuck's
pumps.
nervous? It's
I'm
you.
not nervous.
Your pulse is pounding.
Yeah, because I'm angry. I'm angry at everybody else idling through life. I think that if everybody just stepped on it, look, get rid of your brakes. You don't need to stop ever. Just keep going always. I don't like to touch my brakes.
Yeah.
Not necessary. The rest of this goes on. It says engineers even hate left-hand turns. This guy named Tom Vanderbilt, he wrote a book called Traffic. He said, it's either a car stopped in an inactive traffic lane, waiting to turn left, or, even worse, it's cars in a dedicated left turn lane that, when traffic is heavy enough, requires its own dedicated signal phase, lengthening the delay for through traffic as well as cross traffic. And when traffic volumes really increase, as in the junction of two suburban arterials, multiple left turn lanes are required, costing even more space and money. Left turn lanes are a problem, Dick. They may be the biggest problem in the universe.
Yeah, but I'm thinking about my favorite left turn lanes, right? Because I love that.
Yeah, and I'm sure you have them too.
Of course I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I grew up in my hometown. I spent a lot of years there. I learned to drive there.
Yeah.
And it's not a city grid. Like LA is a grid. New York is a grid. You can miss big turns and make a bunch of rights, or get on a podcast and say that you make a bunch of rights, even though you definitely don't. But in anywhere else that's not a big city, you kind of gotta have a left turn. Like there's Sean, there's an intersection. There's a very specific intersection. I think it's right next to that McDonald's. Is it Soledad and Bouquet? Yeah, it's an intersection in the town where I grew up.
Okay.
And if you don't make that left, there is no ability to make a bunch of rights to get around, because there's a mountain on one side of the intersection and a canal on the other.
All right,
You
Dick.
see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what do we do, Maddox?
Okay.
How do you not stop that? You flip a bunch of bitches down the road, or
Here's the problem. You're going to McDonald's. Okay, that's the problem. Don't go to McDonald's. Then you don't have to worry about that left-hand turn. Go someplace that doesn't require you to take a left-hand turn. Or here's the thing: if you're surrounded by mountains and canals, it sounds like traffic really isn't fucking heavy in that region.
Of course it is. That's a real city. That's a city.
It doesn't sound like it if there's mountains around.
And you didn't say you were going to McDonald's.
No, I didn't say I was
used
going
that
to
as a
McDonald's.
landmark.
He's just assassinating my character, because that's how he argues.
You like McDonald's?
Me and my gimmicks over here.
You fucking... Oh, Dick,
It's a landmark.
What, McDonald's?
Yeah, it exists.
Okay. I wish it didn't. But here's the thing, Dick. If the traffic, look, this isn't a general rule. Sometimes you can't avoid a left. If there's nothing else for miles and miles, you gotta turn left, I guess, or plan ahead and maybe turn left. You know what you can do is you can go past the turn that you need to make and go through the median. Do that.
I'm about to blow your mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Where my sister lives, it's in a town in Indiana. Their mayor, very progressive guy.
Yeah.
Lot like you probably.
Yeah.
He took out all the intersections and
Yeah.
replaced them with roundabouts. So
Right.
there's no stop signs. There is no left turn.
Yeah.
He's killed the left turn.
Yeah.
You get in that roundabout and you're slinging around to go to the other side. Dude, you never have to stop in this town. You can get buzzed, throw a couple beers in you, head home, and
Okay, you're losing everyone, Dick.
Okay, wait. Respond to the first part that I said, and then I'll get to the bombing around town feeling like you are totally invincible because there's no stop signs.
Yeah.
You never have to stop.
Yeah.
You can even hook the thing in the middle, the little grass part in the middle, the little patio.
Yeah.
Like if you time it right, you don't even have to slow down. You can just clip that thing a little bit and chirp
Oh,
over
and it
it.
slows you down.
Well, it's an obstacle that you're running over.
Sure.
But if you cut the corner right, you don't have to slow down to make the roundabout thing.
Oh,
You see what I'm
that's brilliant.
saying? You just hop over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Yeah,
You'd love it.
That's actually true. There have been efficiency studies. Mythbusters even did an episode about this. They were trying to decide whether or not four-way stops or roundabouts were faster. Roundabouts blew it out of the water. Roundabouts are a potential solution to
Because
left-hand
nobody
turns.
knows when to go at a four-way stop. They don't know the order.
Oh,
People aren't paying attention. You know, Sean, if I get to a four-way stop and it's someone else's turn, but they're not looking up or they didn't see me, I just fucking blast right through them.
That's for stop signs, I should say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not lights, I guess.
How much time do you give them to figure out that move, Maddox?
About a second. 1 second is
half
their
of a
limit.
millisecond?
Especially if they are on their cell phone, I will slowly turn left and flip them off and honk to make sure they look up. I'm like, hey, idiot. I'm sure half the time they don't even know why I'm flipping them off. They're fucking idiots. Anyway, Dick, yeah, roundabouts are a potential.
That's a big solution.
Bring that in as
Well,
a
I kind of
solution
blew my wad
Yeah,
here,
you
though.
blew your
But
wad.
I remember driving around there thinking how excited you would be that not only do you not have to slow down, but everybody is a better driver with the roundabouts.
Absolutely.
Because they're terrified of them. So they start thinking when they approach them.
Now, I should say this, Dick. UPS did this this route alternation where they made their routes avoid left-hand turns. They said that only applies to commercial areas. So generally, if you're in a commercial area, that's the only time you should avoid left-hand turns. If you're in a residential area, there isn't a lot of traffic around, you're just coming to a bunch of dead intersections because you're living in a fucking cul-de-sac somewhere, who knows. That's when you can turn left and it doesn't matter.
Anywhere between LA and New York.
Yeah.
Anywhere between those two places. How do you feel about one-way streets? They're conducive to right turn only.
They are. I'm okay with them, except for cities that go nuts with them. Portland, Oregon is one of them. San Diego is another one, where it almost becomes impossible to get where you're going because you have to live there and you have to memorize which streets are up and down. And it's not every other one. Sometimes they don't stagger them like they should. Sometimes it's like 3 in a row or one way. I'm like, well, what the fuck am I supposed to do here? Just I gotta punch this into GPS again. Now there's a bridge in my fucking way. I don't know where the fuck I'm going. I just go home. That's what I do. I pack up my car and go home. Now I'm coming to Comic-Con this year. Sorry guys, I can't figure out how to get anywhere in this fucking city. Anyway, Dick, that's my problem. People who turn left-hand turns.
Well, wait, people who turn left or left-hand turns?
People who turn left.
And so in your ideal world, would it be illegal? Because remember, right on red was illegal at one point.
Yeah.
Would left on green be illegal?
It should be. You should be made fun of, made to feel small.
Okay.
You should be belittled. And it should be like a shame response. Like, people who turn left should be shamed. There should be people who mock them and make them feel small.
Yeah, car manufacturers should build it into the car when you activate your left turn signal. It should just scream, "I have a small cock," like a siren.
Or maybe just like instead of a little TikTok noise, just idiot, idiot. Yeah, that'd be great. My left-hand turn signal, by the way, I bet that light's practically brand new. You could probably sell that thing on eBay.
Because you don't signal?
I never signal left. Because I'm never turning left.
All right.
That's my problem, Dick. People who turn left. Idiots.
All right. My problem, I don't know what to call this problem. You want to help me out with this one?
Yeah.
It's an update about my man.
Okay. And you'll have to give everyone a recap of
my man is, in some cultures they call them a valet.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to say butler because I think that's a bit demeaning for how important he was in my life. I met a man at Burning Man.
Yeah.
Whom I brought home with me. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just to hang out at my apartment. He was having a rough time at home. His girlfriend had just cheated on him a bunch of times. He just found out about it. He didn't have a job.
You brought home a homeless person.
I guess. Yeah.
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 Who camped out in your living room for like a month.
Yeah, and watched Breaking Bad and BoJack Horseman.
Yeah.
Instead of getting a job. He's a great guy though. But he's my man.
He's your man.
He's my. I would refer to him like, who's this guy that is sleeping in your apartment and hanging out with you all the time? He's just my man.
Don't worry about it. He's walking
don't
around
worry about it.
In his tidy whities, making eggs for you, that sort of thing.
Yeah. If he thinks I need some eggs made for me, he would do that. That's what a man does for you.
Is that a euphemism?
Yeah. I don't know, Sean. He's there to anticipate your needs. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Not in a sexual way.
Yeah. Would he shave for you, Dick, if he needed to?
Oh, that's a good point. I'll tell you what he would use though, if he was shaving me. Because today's show is brought to you by Harry's. Please visit harrys.com and use the promo code BiggestProblem to save $5 off of your first purchase. So Maddox and I were sent Harry's shave kits to use. Yeah. I still use mine.
I still use mine too.
Yeah, I'm saying this honestly. It did have a significant impact in my life because I shave now all the time because I don't want to look like a bearded fuck.
Yeah.
That's what's in style now.
I mean, look sloppy. Beards are pretty cool. They don't always look sloppy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I do use it all the time.
Yeah, no, I use mine to trim my beard. It's those blades. I don't know what they make them, like titanium or something, but my whiskers are pretty fucking tough. And normal blades only last like 2 or 3 shaves before I have to throw them out. These Harry's ones have lasted me weeks and weeks.
Well, Harry's bought a blade factory in Germany that has been, I don't know if you were setting me up for this, but that German blade factory has been crafting some of the world's highest quality blades for almost a century.
Yeah.
By cutting out the middleman, they can offer an amazing shave at a fraction of the price of drugstore brands. Give Harry's a shot. How about that?
Yeah, thanks for supporting us, guys. That really helps out the show. And if you do get a Harry's package, take a picture and tweet it at us, and we'll retweet it to Harry's, show them that our listeners are. Yeah, because that's what they respond to. That actually happened last time. A few fans sent me photos of their Harry's packages, and they said, "Hey, thanks, guys."
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh shit, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and I tweeted it at Harry's. Yeah, so do that. That really helps out the show. Anyway, Dick. So
Harry's is go to Harry's.com. They'll give you $5 off your order if you put in biggest problem.
Biggest problem is the promo code for $5 off. Thank you, Dick.
Yeah.
And so back to your man.
So back to my man.
Yeah.
So you might remember that the last man update I had. So after living in Hollywood for a month,
yeah,
I said, man, you got to get out of here.
Yeah.
That's enough.
Yeah.
Like you looked for a job, you had some early successes, but he's going through like a lot of things at once. I'm like, all right, so go take off for a little while. Right? You're always welcome to come back and be my man.
Sure.
Okay? But you got to go regroup. You got to go regroup.
Yeah.
Otherwise you get stuck in a rut.
Yeah.
We can't have that.
Yeah.
I can't have ruts in my life.
No.
Everything's got to be chaos all the time.
You're smooth going. Smooth going, Dick.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
All right. So
I was trying to say some more eloquent, and I stumbled upon myself sounding like an idiot. Go on.
So he goes, let's just say, I want to call this. I want to say that any resemblances to real people in this story are entirely coincidental. However, what he did was he went up to stay in a place I'm going to call the Kingdom of Weed. That's where he went to live. He found a new place to craft. All right,
Sean's apartment he moved to. Alright, let's let that. Yeah, go on.
I hate you so much.
Why? John lives in a house, not in a apartment.
Yeah. So he went to the Kingdom of Weed. Yeah.
Went to the Kingdom of Weed. And in the Kingdom of Weed, it's ruled by a Duke and a Duchess of Weed. All right.
Okay.
Let's say that.
All right.
That's their name.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So my man wanders into Weed Kingdom. And the next thing I know, several weeks later, this is the last time we left this story, is I get a text message from my man saying, "Hey, the Duke of Weed wants to kill me, and he wants to kill you too."
Oh, yeah.
You remember this?
I remember that. You teased it a few episodes ago.
I teased it, and I didn't feel comfortable talking about it because it's just salacious gossip.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
And I'm not one for salacious gossip.
No.
You know me. I'm all about facts.
Yeah.
But I didn't feel like it was my story to tell.
Yeah.
However, now it's pissed me off.
Okay.
Now it's a big problem, and it's a big universal problem.
Man.
Okay. So I said, "Well, what did you do?" He goes, "Well, nothing." I'm like, when a guy threatens to kill you, you probably did something, even if it was a misunderstanding.
Yeah.
All right. So here's my interpretation of what happened. There was friction in the House of Weed.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Between the Duke and the Duchess of Weed. All right?
Okay.
Next thing you know, the Duke is gone.
I know where this is going.
The Duke of Weed is gone. All right? So, why do you know where it's going? Why are you already laughing?
Because there's some friction. I've seen this script play out across countless relationships in my life. I know what's happening.
And I seem to have a lot of them in my sphere.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, this is well known. So, Duke takes off.
Yeah.
And I said, well, how did that happen, man? He goes, nothing, I didn't do anything. I'm like, all right. Next time I talk to him, guess who's shacking up? Guess who's the new Duke of Weed?
Oh, man.
My man. The ball's on this guy, right?
He shacks up with a Kingpin's Duchess?
Whatever, yeah.
Yeah.
That's where we're at. That's where we're at when I didn't want to get into it.
Wow.
Okay. So,
that's ballsy.
Very ballsy. Duke of Weed rolls back into town. Weeks later, maybe even months later, since the last update. Because I just got a call from my man.
Yeah.
and he says, "Hey, Dick, just want to see how it's going. I got a job working in a brewery." I was like, "Oh, all right, that's pretty cool." He's like, "Yeah, I'm making $10 an hour.
Yeah.
Standing on a factory line like Laverne and Shirley." He goes, "Everyone makes fun of me because I have a degree." He's got an engineering degree.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And he says after student loans and rent and like all the necessities of life, he ends up making $0 an hour.
Yeah.
And everyone on the factory assembly line calls him the professor. To his face. This is like kids making fun of him. So this is his life right now. All right?
Which he could very easily get out of this ridicule by saying, "Hey guys, beer is my passion, shut the fuck up," end of story.
Well, really?
Right? Yeah.
I don't know. I think people zero in on what you're vulnerable to, and they're really good at exploiting it with nicknames. You know what I mean?
He seems like the type of person who would be bothered by it too. Was he bothered? He must be.
But he was like a real happy-go-lucky guy.
Yeah, okay.
So he's not really bothered. He's like, "Yep, you got me there. Yeah, I sure do. I sure do value my degree, and here I am bottling beers at a brewery.
Good. So
making
it's not,
$10 an hour.
It's not sticking. Good.
Yeah. Well, it's sticking. It's still funny. So the Duke of Wheat comes back into town. Guess whose phone starts blowing up? So he goes, "Oh yeah, I'm working at this brewery, and my phone just started blowing up. That I'm gonna get murdered again." Right? And the reason I'm going to get roped into this is because the guy thinks I taught him how to do this.
Well,
I taught him how to break up relationships.
Yeah, I mean, either directly or indirectly, he learned from you, Dick.
Do you think that?
Well, I think, okay, I will say this.
Yeah.
There's more than a 50% chance that he did.
That he did?
Learn from you, yes.
And then I don't even know it.
That you don't even know it.
Just because of my, like, the way I've
aura
myself.
Yes, your aura of just like home wrecking. That's
well, see, because I tell people the story, and they're like, the part that trips them out is the "and he wants to kill you too" part. But that's the part I get. I'm like, I can see that.
He wants to kill the professor.
Yeah.
The actual professor, not him.
Yeah, at the source. He wants to kill him.
Okay, that's a little bit nuts. Look, no matter what you say to somebody, let's say you literally sat this guy down, your man.
Yeah.
And you said, "Listen, man, here's how you do X, Y, and Z to become an awful person." And he went and did that.
Wait a minute, awful person. What are we talking about? Awful person.
Oh yeah, you don't. Well,
breaking up relationships. The relationship is it breaks up. You're cleaning up the broken up relationship by swooping in.
So did you just think that like everything just in the world just happens around you, and you're just an observer, like a transcendental eyeball walking through, and things just happen, right?
Yeah, pretty much. I'm just there making my comments.
Yeah.
You know.
So it's pretty insane that this guy would want to come after you instead of the person who did the thing, right?
So then, I think all of it's insane, and that's what I'm going to get to my actual problem.
Yeah.
Which is what this is. So the Duchess, I believe, now tells my man, "Hey, so I'm a little bit worried about these texts that you're getting. For a little bit, why don't you go sleep in the other room? Just in case somebody were to show up in the middle of the night."
Good idea, I guess.
Good idea? Oh my God!
Well,
it's this rage that happens when you're not allowed to bang someone anymore that drives guys insane.
What are you talking about, Dick?
What do you mean?
What are you talking about?
Like the end of a relationship, not being allowed to bang, not being able to bang a woman you want to bang, causes insane behavior.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know if I've experienced this. What exactly are you talking about?
Okay,
so what
well,
happened to your man when he went and slept
Well,
in the other room?
that's it. So that was the conclusion of his story. So now I'm sleeping by myself. Oh, and by the way, I've been shitting in an outhouse for the last 3 months because our plumbing is broken. That's the update.
Okay.
That's the final update.
Great.
But the problem is the manifestation of this, I don't know if it's jealousy or regret or whatever it is, this anger that guys have.
Yeah.
When they can't bang a woman they want to bang, turns into this like ridiculous violence and threats of violence.
Oh, you're talking about the Dutch.
The Duke.
The Duke.
Yes. The male Dutch. Von Dutch. I'm talking about him.
You're talking
Tell
about
me
him.
you haven't experienced this before.
Oh,
Guys
no.
losing their fucking minds because they can't bang some girl anymore. Chill out, dude.
No, exactly. Yeah, no, that's desperation. Yeah, that's desperation. You know what that guy is a chump. That's a textbook chump. Because you can't get laid, you can't find another girl, so you gotta sit there and obsess and stalk and creep and threaten.
Yeah, you're gonna get some texts.
Yeah.
Why? I said that to like 40, 50,000 people.
Yeah, what?
What, the
What are you
chump
talking
part?
about? Yeah.
I think that's accurate,
Yeah.
though.
No, they're chumps.
I think you're chumping yourselves.
These guys haven't gone through the work of self-improvement to figure out what they're doing wrong to be able to attract women, and they're fucking pussies, and they sit there and obsess about their ex who's moved on with their fucking life. Look, man, you break up with someone or someone breaks up with you, that's the end of it. Look, maybe they like you, maybe they don't, maybe they moved on with someone else, but if you sit there and obsess and stalk and harass and threaten the new person they're living with, you're a fucking pathetic loser.
And I think, the reason I think it's a big problem is because I have never not dealt with this. Every chick I've ever dated has a guy sending her text exactly like this.
Yeah. I have dated girls who did get texts like that. Like, oh, who's this new guy, blah, 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 blah. They're trying to, stalk and threaten and harass. And I'm like, wow. I just sit back cool as a cucumber. I'm like, oh, that guy sounds like he's having a rough time. Yeah, sounds like he's having a real rough time.
Yeah. So what would you call that?
What the guy
What
does?
this problem is. Yeah, I like the chumpness.
Chump syndrome.
Chump syndrome. That's great.
Chump syndrome.
That's way better than what I was going to call it. Pussy grapes.
Pussy grapes.
Like
Oh,
sour grapes? Yeah,
Yeah.
except pussy grapes. Like,
Pussy
dude,
grapes.
you got a major case of pussy grapes on you right now.
Well, I don't know, man. I think these are pathetic guys who can't figure their
You
shit
know,
out.
I don't want to say they're pathetic because it happens.
It
Everybody
happens.
gets it a little bit.
Yeah.
I feel it a little bit. I'm like, God, I really want to bang that girl. I gotta go work out or drink or something.
Yeah. Well, that's how you handle it. You handle it with either alcohol, which is destructive, or working out, which is building you up. But a lot of people sit there and obsess and they stalk and they can't get over it. They can't get past it. And I've experienced it more from women than guys. Like, women do this to me sometimes.
Oh, well, you leave women on.
Oh, I don't leave women. Come on. Get out of
you're
here.
friends with women, though.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's leading them on. You know what I mean?
You think it's leading a woman on to be friends with her?
I think that there's a gray area between, like, friends.
There we go.
Yeah.
And then, like, there's a chance if we get drunk enough, I'll nail you.
No.
And within that gray area, I think you spend some time. You know what I'm saying? And I don't.
That's my neighborhood, you're saying?
Yeah.
That's
You live right in the middle of that gray area.
I go to all those bars in the gray area, right?
You're 100 shades of gray in that gray area.
Yeah, Dick.
They know you at the door at that gray area.
No, it's happened a few times where I'll be hanging out with the chick and she gets the wrong idea and she starts to flirt with me, or she starts to inquire as to the condition of my penis, etc., etc.
Uh-huh.
So then that's when I realized, like, okay, I need to nip this in the bud. I need to express myself and say, look, I'm not, this isn't going to happen. It's not a thing. And I never get drunk enough. I never get so drunk that I'm going to make that kind of sloppy mistake. I know myself. I just never would.
They're waiting forever for that to happen.
Yeah, I know they are.
I'm going to blow this guy when he gets a couple beers in him. I'm going to trick him.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
Yeah, that's sexual assault if I'm too drunk, ladies. I will write an article about it in Rolling Stone. Anyway, okay, good problem. Chump syndrome. Yeah, that is a good problem, and it's more pervasive, I think, than people think.
And especially if this guy's right.
Yeah.
Right? You gotta think by yourself.
This guy could get his ducks in a row and not fucking hook up with this drug dealer's girlfriend.
All right. Whoa, I'm using cute euphemisms for these things. What's going on?
Yeah, he got his shit together too. Look, man, if you're going from relationship to relationship and meeting these people who have like this weird baggage and all this drama and shit in their lives, like, you gotta at some point stop and look at yourself and say, what am I doing wrong? Why am I attracting these people to me?
Because I'm fun.
Okay.
Fun people are crazy.
Alright, yeah, I guess. I mean, sometimes, sure.
People who have their shit together have to go home at 10 p.m.
Yeah.
You know? They gotta work the next day.
But, Dick, to the point of this being the biggest problem in the universe, which it's not, this only affects, at most, single people, and at most, single chaotic people. People who have families and kids and they're in stable relationships don't...
No. I think this affects everybody. You think just because a girl's in a relationship or she's married, there isn't a guy there who wants to bang her so bad that he's causing her problems?
Well, sure. I feel like most women probably have.
Yeah, and this is Women's Month. Did you know that?
It's Women's Month?
Yeah. It's always after Black Month. Black Guy Month. Now it's Women's Month.
Black Guy Month, and then
February is Black Guy Month.
Yeah.
March is Women's Month. Yeah. Even though it has St. Patrick's Day right in the middle, I don't think they would want that month.
No.
Personally. Maybe they might want like a spring month. They don't get a choice in it though.
No. What would you do to celebrate Women's Month? Yeah, I don't know.
I think that's real.
Women's Month? Yeah, they say there's also International Women's Day. Anyway, okay. A real minority group is women. So, okay, Dick, Chump syndrome.
Chump syndrome.
Good problem, not the biggest problem.
Do you want to go? Do you want to do yours? We're running out of time. We only got 5 minutes left. It took forever giving a man update.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then maybe I'll hold this off for next week. This is a pretty big problem too. But we can talk about how Sean is becoming, our very own Sean is becoming a meme. Right there.
Great.
Yeah.
Hero Greg sent a tweet in about Sativa Sean. Did you see this one?
I have not seen these.
It's you. It's a picture of you. Here.
So it's a picture of Sean who is placed over a background of just weed leaves, and then he's memeified Sean, and it says what, Dick?
I told him I was ass farming, but really I was out grass farming. Man.
Oh,
it's the man part.
What's the other one?
My instruments were stored in an improper area. I don't know. I don't get that one.
No, because
I said that.
Yeah, Sean said that in a few episodes.
I said my equipment was stored in an improper area. No, it's true.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
it's true. I have.
Oh,
yeah.
I remember that.
No, I have friends who grow for the co-ops in Los Angeles.
Yeah. It's a total clean operation, and Sean doesn't smoke. We should make that clear, right?
No, I haven't. Not in years.
Not in years.
Me either.
Yeah.
As long as we're making things clear.
Dick.
Here's
But
another
it's
one.
true that my equipment did come in reeking like weed.
Oh yeah, I walked into the studio and the entire studio smelled like pot. I'm like, is one of you guys lighting up in here? What's going on?
The biggest problem, and here's another one. The biggest problem in the universe is that people are focused on all the problems. Life is precious. We need to just love each other, man. Did you say that?
No.
No.
Does that sound like me?
No, it doesn't sound like you.
I mean, I don't know, Sean. I haven't seen you blaze in it.
Jesus.
I think that's it. Oh no, here's the last one. Maybe the podcast deleted itself, man.
Oh my god. Actually, you know what though? That's more creative than what's been going on lately.
What's
do
people
you
are still giving you shit about that, right, Sean?
Yeah, and I like it. I just feel a pity that people some of the things that aren't borderline.
Oh boy, here you are, Sean. You just opened the floodgates.
I did.
There it is.
No, that's actually the fans are great.
Too late.
I get nothing but 19.
Do you really? That's kind of nice email you ever get any from chicks?
I have.
What, really?
Oh.
What'd it say?
It said delete me with one of those little faces. What
The emojis?
The colon.
Emoticons.
Yeah, the colon and then the capital P, so it looks like a tongue sticking out.
Whoa,
And she attached it. It was some blonde girl, I guess.
What do you mean you guessed?
I don't know if it was her.
You got a picture?
Yeah.
Sean, what the?
What?
Hey, what's going on
What?
here?
Absolutely nothing.
What do you mean some blonde girl? What did she look like? Some blonde girl.
Looked like a young blonde girl.
Yeah, that's exactly how I pictured it. A young blonde
Was she
girl.
hot? Did she look hot?
She was making a really weird face.
Okay.
Like she was being funny, maybe. It's
Like,
oh,
did it-
I
like
got you.
Did it look like this? Was the face like this?
Dick is making a dick sucking face, which he did too well. Sean, Sean, you know what that look was that she had in her picture is the look of seduction. Sean's never seen that before.
Oh, God.
Do you have it on your phone? I want
No,
to see it. We won't post it, but I want to see it.
I
Yeah.
don't have it.
Well,
Really?
As far
You
as
don't
you
have
know,
it on
I
your
don't have
phone?
it.
We
All
use Gmail though, so I know you have it.
All right, getting creepy. Okay, so Sean, yeah, Sean is kind of like the show hero. I get a lot of emails and messages from people. They're like, yeah, Sean should really bring in a problem.
I want to.
Yeah.
I will.
Yeah.
Bring it on 52. Bring it on the 52nd episode.
All right.
You know what happens a lot of times too is that right after we stop recording, Sean will chime in with either a comment about the problems that we had or a problem of his own, and you just go on for like 10-15 minutes, we're like ranting about this thing. I'm like, Sean, that's a really good problem. You should bring that in. He goes, nah, not researched enough.
Well, I don't want to be another dick.
Oh, no one wants that.
Oh, right. Maybe you shouldn't bring in problems.
Show's already stuffed with dick.
So what were your problems? You want to go? I'm gonna play some voicemails on the way out. But
Yeah.
What's your problem?
My problem this week was people who turn left. Biggest problem in the universe. This affects the economy. This affects mortality rates. This affects reproduction. This affects
Gas.
gas
It
prices.
exacerbates the war in the Middle East.
The war in the Middle East, terrorism, ISIS is exacerbated because people turn left in the Midwest.
Yeah. And my problem is chump syndrome. It affects my man.
All right, Nick. Yeah, it affects one person. I mean, that should rank somewhere on the list in the positive territory.
He's a good guy. Does that matter?
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess we'll see.
Yeah. Well, that's it, guys. Thanks for listening to another episode. Thanks for supporting us with Harry's. Don't forget to check that out. You get $5 off that coupon code.
Thanks for listening.
Hi, this is Jesse from Buffalo, Arkansas, and this is from Madison. I don't fucking understand how you're like, oh, nobody's going to watch a 25-minute long live show, but you expect your fans to listen to a goddamn hour-long podcast. I mean, what a fucking hypocrite. Anyways, you guys are doing the Lord's work. Keep it up.
That came up a lot, but that guy phrased it best. So
Yeah. Well, it's too bad that he made a dumb shit argument because, first of all, if he's not going to listen to the entire podcast, he's not even going to hear himself. He's not going to hear him becoming immortalized on this podcast.
Well, he was saying that it's hypocritical that we expect people to listen to an hour-long podcast, but not a 25-minute YouTube episode.
Yeah, because listening is different than watching, isn't it, dickheads? You can do something else while you're listening. You can't while you're watching. People listen to this podcast while they drive. I get a lot of emails from truck drivers. There was a guy a couple weeks ago who sent me his dash cam footage. He said someone swerved and fishtailed, and he almost wrecked. And you can hear our podcast on in the background.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was really cool.
Man.
Yeah.
Where is that?
I'll post the video somewhere. Maybe I'll post it on the episode page for this week. Yeah, but people watch and listen differently. I can listen to hours and hours of talk radio or podcasts in the background, but I'm not going to sit there and watch an hour of YouTube videos unless that's all I'm doing.
All right.
I'm in class right now, and I just wanted to say, Dick, you're an asshole. Tell Dick that he's a fucking giant piece of shit, that he should kill himself. Goodbye.
Tell him yourself.
Yeah, he called in to... So we played his voicemail. He wants me to tell you that you're a giant asshole and you should kill yourself.
Oh, yeah.
Did you get that message, Dick?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks.
Fuck you, Dick.
I don't know what I did.
Sure.
Go fuck yourself.
A lot of them.
Short and sweet.
Yeah. A lot of them. That's
You can tell that guy was laying down in bed or something, and he just got the idea to call into the show. He's like, oh yeah, fuck you, Dick.
Yeah.
Click.
Hey guys, it's Daniel here. I was listening to your last podcast, and you mentioned the Dove campaign for beauty, and it dawned on me that nobody has called Dick beautiful. So here it goes. Here goes. Get this self-esteem to Dick, you are beautiful. In fact, you do not have a small face at all. Your face is the appropriate size for your head.
Thank you.
You are not too ugly to live. Actually, you are ugly enough to live.
This is a
You
boost.
can go fuck yourself whenever you like, and not when others tell you. Dick, you're beautiful.
It's very empowering.
Yeah, thanks, I guess.
Hey,
Hey guys, it's Chris from Kentucky. Hey, I love the live show and all. I don't want to be one of those douchebags who complains about being too short. But
Yeah,
I would
there we
like to
go.
hear more about the social problem. I would really like to hear more about some of the problems in a little more depth. So I really can't wait for the long versions. Thanks.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's pretty thoughtful commentary.
It's a good point. I
Yeah.
really want to talk more about student loans, but
Man, we would have loved to. The live episodes, we did record a lot more, and we had more information. And a lot of people said in the comments that the live episodes seemed scripted. Guys, this wasn't scripted. We did hire writers, and they helped us write a few jokes and do some research. Some of which made it on the air, some of which didn't. But for these episodes, look, every single one of these episodes, I have this big file that I print. It says, here, this is episode 43. This one's called episode 43_script. It's not an actual script, but it's research and opinions. I have 3 pages of text in front of me. And this isn't necessarily a script for the show. This isn't a scripted podcast, and that wasn't a scripted live show.
No.
But that is, however, one of the best compliments you can give an unscripted show is to say that it sounds scripted, because that means you think that we sat around and researched and wrote that material
And like rehearsed it.
and rehearsed it. Yeah, that's amazing. That's a great compliment. Fuck you, idiots.
Doesn't feel like a compliment, though.
Thank you. I'll take it. Too late. I took it.
All right, I got another song by Waterboy.
Oh, let's hear it.
Yeah.
I know X, Y, and Z is true. Because it's rational about loving into a dude. I know X, Y, and Z is true. Because it's rational about loving into a dude. Louder. Y and Z is true. Because it's rational about loving into a dude. I know X, Y, and Z is true. Because it's rational about loving into a dude. Louder. Yeah. Louder. Idiot. I know what true love is, guys. I just want some babies. I know what true love is, guys. I just want some babies. I know what true love is. I know what true love is, guys. I just want some babies. I know what true love is, guys. I just want some babies. Great.
Today's show is brought to you by Audible. Please visit audiblepodcast.com/biggest for your free audiobook download. Welcome to... Today's show is brought to you by our own bonus episode. If I spent an hour in this Oculus Rift, would I trade 2 beers for that?
It's hard to say because you're kind of a jackass. Fuck you and fuck the real world, because I want to stay in Oculus Rift forever. It's a better experience than life.
Have you ever heard a heroin addict talk about heroin? This is how they sound.
This is like a compilation of all this Oculus Rift craziness.
Oh, they're advertising for the bonus episode.
Describing your ultimate
Boom,
fantasy
bitch!
virtual reality is going to a fake virtual movie by yourself.
That's fucking beautiful.
Does it look remotely like lava?
That's what I'm gonna be.
I mean, I don't know that you're ever gonna be able to get like lava out of, because like
Not does it look like
it's reminiscent of lava.
Okay, that's something. Does it, okay, it's the
It's
colors of lava, right?
It is the colors of lava. It's awesome.
Like these other ones look like they could be actual escapes of some kind, and this one is like,
Boners are awesome. I'm just hanging out.
it's not really gonna look like anything in nature.
Well, it looks like Mars. It looks like a Mars.
No, that's not what I want.
Oh yeah, but I mean, it has the colors of lava. Like I think, in order for you to do like a lava brush, you would have to do a completely.
It'd have to be like poured on there. Yeah.
It'd have to be opaque. You couldn't have any transparency.
And Sean, our audio engineer.
Hello.
Welcome back. Welcome back. So live
But then
episode
you
number
lose
3 dropped with
your
Ella
texture
Darling.
of your wood and stuff.
And the votes, the comments came in a little bit more positive, I think.
Yeah.
It'd be cool to do
I got a
like
couple comments
black
saying
on
me and
either
Ella should
side
hook up.
with the.
Okay, Dick. Was that just
Lava
from
in
your own
between.
personal
That would be
Facebook
pretty
status
awesome,
update?
No, that was real
Blackwood
people.
was
So I got an
It
email
would still
on
have
it
depth, but
from
like it
Joel
wouldn't.
Bailey. Hey, Dick,
I've almost
you and
got the
Ella
lighting
Darling
sorted.
should star in
Cool.
pornographic
There's a small
adventure
problem where it shows up in the mirror
Indiana
on the wall,
Bones and the Temple of Poon.
and I think I need
Yeah.
to move the
It can
table
be just
forward
you
a
and
little
Ella
bit so that
complaining
there's
about
not a
how
hot spot
uncomfortable
on our
jungle
foreheads,
sex is
but-
until you find the legendary Casper mattress and tube socks of antiquity. Go fuck yourself up.
You know, I got a number of people commenting. Everyone was pissed off because you screwed up that pun. This guy says, Gunther Inc. on YouTube, he says, why did he not say Indiana Jones and the Temple of Poon?
What did I said Indiana Jones and the Temple of not getting cum on my mom's comforter, didn't
Yeah.
I? Yeah.
I was thinking,
That's a funnier joke to me.
yeah, and the Temple of Boom would have been funny. Temple of Poon would have been funny.
No, I'm more of like a pie in the face kind of guy. I don't like a bunch of clever wordplay, all right, Mr. New Yorker?
Oh, whoa, excuse me. Didn't know this was class warfare. All right, Dick, let's just get through the votes here. Chump Syndrome came in top last
Boom.
episode. You know, how, I don't know. I'm going to call shenanigans on this, Dick, because for the longest time, People Who Turn Left was in the positive territory and was outranking all the problems from last week. And then out of nowhere, all of a sudden...
No, I know why. It's because when you launch the podcast, it goes to your network of fans. That's why your problems always start higher. Like, they always shoot up in the beginning, and then over time, like, casual listeners and fans of the show will listen. They'll listen and actually think about the problems.
No, that's not true.
That's when it comes around to me.
Yeah, good theory, except for the part that it's entirely horseshit. When I bring in problems that the fans disagree with, like, for example, fries, you idiots loved your French fries.
Yeah.
You voted that down into oblivion.
Yeah.
Fries is one of the lowest things on the list, and I fucking think fries are so boring. You know what? If you guys like fries so much, if fries are so good, why do you always have to eat them with ketchup?
Well, fries a condiment delivery system.
Yeah, condiment
That's
delivery.
what's so great about them.
Yeah, so is my finger.
You just eat handfuls of ketchup?
Whatever. And then spoiler crybabies from the live show, which you said doesn't count in the final. I think it does count, Dick. I'm gonna change the rules. And then the pronoun they. Then People Who Turn Left in the negative territory. I guess you guys are fucking morons. And then having sex in weird places. There you go.
That was last?
That was dead last.
Oh, that's shameful.
Yeah. I got a comment from Maya1. This girl says she is the worst guest they've had.
Oh,
all her swear words are forced, and her nose is fucking bullshit.
Oh, what is that? Why always picking on the appearances
What are you
of
saying about
everybody?
the nose? Like, there's nothing wrong with Ella's nose. It's great.
Yeah,
It's a great nose.
She's beautiful.
Okay, Dick. I'm gonna barf all over this microphone. What do you got?
You know what? I think I know where you screwed up with the People Turn Left problem.
What?
Because I agree with you. I hate left turns.
Yeah.
Emphatically agree with you. It's the people part. If it had just been left turns, I think you would have got a lot of votes.
Dick, it's always the people. Left turns don't exist outside of people, Dick. Left turn, there isn't just like a big pile of left turns causing problem. It's the people who choose to make left turns. That's why I specifically phrase it as that.
You're getting real existential on me lately after your Oculus Rift eye-opening experience.
Changed my mind.
I got a comment from Justin Wang. I emphatically agreed with when Dick brought up sex in weird places on the video podcast. Not surprised to see it downvoted by people who are probably desperate to even have sex in normal places. That's this guy saying that. I'm not saying that. Sometimes when you travel a lot, you have to make do with what you can, but I think it's just never as enjoyable when you have a nice clean bed, control of your environment, and all the time in the world. That's all I'm saying.
Crybabies. It's fun. It's adventurous, man. Someone pointed out in the YouTube comments, they said that you want to be a sailor man, and yet you won't have sex in weird places. That's all sailors do is have sex in weird places.
No, they don't. They only have sex when they come into port.
Yeah, those are weird places.
Port? A whorehouse? That's not a weird place.
Pretty weird. Who has sex there? Hey, I got a comment from Jeff Jimps on YouTube. He says, "Holy shit, this show and the other episodes are awful." And then, someone named Mr. Burgers commented, said, "Get raped." And
This is on YouTube?
This is on YouTube.
So what kind of avatar does he have?
Just like a little dude sitting back. And then I got another one from General Kenobi. He says, "Drop this already and go back to just writing." And then Mr. Burger says, "Get raped."
That's his catchphrase that he's trying to get caught on.
Another comment from Chicken Pie. He says, $10 says 99% of guys went and jerked off to Ella immediately after watching. Sounds like kind of a positive comment, right?
That's that's as positive as it gets in my eyes.
Mr. Burgers, get raped. Yeah, I got another comment. This one on Facebook. His name's Daniel Eek. He says, 9/11 was just one big left turn with planes.
Is that true?
Probably.
Did they do a loop? Where do you leave from LaGuardia? They don't have LaGuardia or JFK?
Boston, I believe. And then they
went to New York.
Yeah.
They went to New York, didn't they?
I think they left in Boston, then went to New York.
Uh-oh. This is going to be a disaster in the comments.
Oh, boy. We're part of the truthers all of a sudden.
Let's see. Did you tell people they should be tweeting pictures of hairy packages to you?
Yeah. Last episode, remember, Dick? It was last episode. I said, if you guys get these packages, take a picture of it and tweet it at us. And Harry
Shave Kit.
Harry Shave Kit. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought they were saying pictures of their.
No, not their. That was a joke people were making. Like, hey man, I've here's my balls, idiots.
There was another Sativa Sean. Did you see that?
No, I didn't see the new one.
Yeah, it said, it's a picture of Sean, audio engineer, Dr. Feelgood over there. God damn it. And it says, I know a thing or two about mids and highs.
That's funny.
Yeah, this is on highs.
Will John Todd.
It's not funny, really.
Oh,
It's funny to me.
Yeah, well.
I have something special for you, Dick. It's your favorite segment.
This segment doesn't even make any sense. It's always out of context.
Yeah.
It's such horse. It's such chicken shit, small ball nonsense.
Small ball.
It's small ball.
It's small ball. Hey, speaking of small ball, this comment comes from way back in episode 27. Jordan Bien Ami, the fan sent this in. He noticed this Dick versus Dick, so thanks, Jordan. This is from episode 27. Listen to this.
Like me, don't like me, I don't give a shit.
Yeah. Remember saying that, Dick?
And then I was a different man back then, though. A lot of months has gone by.
Yeah. And then last episode, here's what you said.
I care what people think about me. I'm not one of these enlightened individuals who doesn't care. I actually care.
You remember saying that, Dick?
Fuck off. What is... You can... Both of those things can be true.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't care about what people think about you, and you do care about what people think about you.
Liking me or not liking me is different from having an opinion. It's like a specific opinion about me. Like, oh, I hate him, but he is funny. See?
That is
I don't care if you like me. I just want you to think I'm funny.
Dick, that is some fancy verbal tap dancing you just did. Good job. That's all I got. You want to get to the problems?
No, because I have a segment for you.
Oh boy.
Let me find my segment that is good.
Maddox versus Maddox. Is it I'm just bracing for it one of these days. You motherfucker.
Because you know what it means that Chump Syndrome won.
Oh man, this makes me angry.
As everyone knows, Maddox has sworn not to watch the movie Titanic, so when he loses, I play 30 seconds of the movie Titanic, so that eventually he has watched the whole thing.
Yeah. I will have never watched this movie. Such a piece of shit.
But then you said you would watch it.
No. So that was a bald face lie. So for self-preservation, I explained that already.
Okay.
This fucking song. You know what, Dick?
What?
I have something interesting about the Titanic, though.
What?
So I was curious what exactly I said about the Titanic way back in the day, because I wrote that article in 1997. Fucking this song. Fucking hate this song. Fucking bullshit-ass song.
What did you say?
You know what? Good. Fuck you. Whoever sang this song, fuck you, because you had to listen to the song and then you had to keep it in mind and make a parody of it.
Yeah, I like this song.
It's a fucking bullshit song, Dick. This isn't metal.
So what did you say? What did you say back in the day?
So I went back and looked at the articles.
Okay.
And I've written at least 3 articles mentioning the Titanic and how much I hated it. And I was reading it and it refreshed my memory. I thought, oh wow, okay, this is exactly the entire movie. First of all, is contrived. That love story never happens, and it's a movie about adultery.
Wait.
Yeah, that's the whole fucking movie. It's just about
It's a
adultery.
movie about adultery.
That's what it is.
That's a lot of romantic movies, though.
That's why I don't watch a lot of fucking bullshit ass romantic movies.
What are you, like a priest?
No.
You don't like adultery in your movies?
You know what?
Do you score them by like vices? There was adultery. There was blasphemy in that movie.
Because people champion this movie like some great fucking love story. It's not. It's a woman who cheated on her boyfriend. That's all it is. It's a woman who's too much of a pussy, too much of a coward to confront her abusive boyfriend and say, enough's enough, I'm gonna walk away, I'm done. She just went behind his back and cheated because she doesn't have the moral fortitude. She doesn't have the balls. She doesn't have a backbone to confront her boyfriend and dump him before she goes and shacks up with this loser.
Why are you so invested in this?
So did you read the plot or something on Wikipedia?
No. This was the old article I read a long time ago. Yeah.
How did you write that without watching the movie then?
I inferred. I think I must have read about it.
You read about it.
I read some reviews and I inferred. Yeah, I wrote a review for lots of movies that I haven't watched way back in the day.
So you like movies like Enough with Jennifer Lopez, like women who are strong and stand up for themselves against. You want to watch that one?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I've never seen that movie.
All right, well, you're watching Titanic now. Is when we laugh. What?
I have one other important revelation.
Oh, great.
I was looking specifically for the phrase where I said I would never watch Titanic, and I didn't find it in my old articles.
Oh.
I had just made that statement verbally. So,
And it became part of your mythos.
It became part of my consciousness, yeah.
Okay, well, when we last left Titanic, a bunch of aqua machines and submarines were down at the bottom of the sea filming a documentary, but then when they shut the documentary off, they were up to something else. Right? And they were just sending out their little probe, like the guy in the back of Optimus Prime.
Anal probe. Stupid fucking movie.
Look at it. I'm not looking. Look at this stuff. That's a boot. There's a boot on the floor. A beautiful woman might have worn that boot. And some glasses.
Yeah, oh great. Yeah, glasses they're gonna find glasses intact at the bottom of the
Look
sea.
at this. A child's mask. A porcelain doll mask. That was once held by a child on this vessel.
I don't give a fuck what was held by a child. Gross.
This is a whole life lost under the sea.
Yeah, you know how many other ships have sunk? Anyone cares about is the Titanic. I also wrote about that. We were focusing on Titanic because of this stupid fucking plot contrived bullshit.
Look, did you see that guy had something that looked like the Oculus Rift?
No.
That he was using? Do you want to watch it again?
No, I'm good.
Even if it might be an Oculus Rift?
It's not an Oculus Rift because that movie came out like 1996.
It was a precursor though.
I don't give a shit.
All right. Oh, I got a voicemail. You want to hear?
Great.
A fine day here, boys. This your ambassador to the keyboard. As for the rest, we've talking about it all. He knows it's more snuffed up than Elton John's butthole. That's right, everything. Snoop found me a cure, and just in time for old St. Patty's Day. I was in warning of a long, brutal day of philanthropy. According to Charles last, we knew his favorite libation, Fireball.
Oh, fuck you, Bono.
You think all of me troubles faded away. So impressed that I went so far as to make Fireball whiskey the official pseudo whiskey of you two and all. So when you boys next be enjoying a glass of Fireball, not only can you feel like a real man, you can make a bold statement. Love and stand with you too, and all of our fans, in cinnamon solidarity. So until next time, boys, may you have walls for the wind, a roof for the rain, and a dick for fucking yourself.
Oh man.
Why is that guy so funny?
What, Bono? YouTube's Bono? That's
Yeah.
YouTube's Bono calling you. Big fan of the show. Yeah, didn't know he was such a funny. You know, yeah, he took time from his long, hard, grueling days of philanthropy to call into the show. Thanks, Bono.
God bless him. All right, you want to get to some problems?
Yeah, what do you got this week,
My first problem is smartphone fact-finding fuckheads.
Oh, okay. That sounds promising. What do you got?
Well, this has been bugging me for a long time. It started. I'm going to base it off this email that Kyle Simmons wrote. You remember a few episodes ago when you paused the episode to look up a stat on the life expectancy of people 100 years ago, right?
Yeah, I wanted to verify. Yes.
You wanted to verify because there was some curiosity over whether or not it was as low as you were saying it was.
You insisted that it wasn't, and it sounded like you knew something I didn't. I thought, no, I'm not crazy. I know this is pretty much a fact. I just have to verify.
Pretty much a fact. That's where the magic lies.
I'm pretty sure it was a fact.
Yeah, that's where. I mean, that's in the poker game of life. I'm pretty sure I'm making the right move here is where the magic is. That thin, that asymptotic line that you can get to where you don't know for sure, but you're pretty sure.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. That's when the magic happens. That's when you start risking things like reputation. That's when you start looking like an asshole. You know what I mean?
When you started getting dicks versus dicks.
Nope, not then.
No.
When you start maybe being the big R word. Wow.
I thought you meant the other big R word roundabout, the three word one.
Look, you know my life motto, ABC, always be trolling.
Oh yeah, Dick, you're fucking you're backpedaling. This is what you're doing. You're backpedaling so hard. You're trying to save face.
No.
Yeah.
Look,
anyway.
So you paused the episode.
You're projecting, by the way. This is all projection.
Projecting what?
You're projecting. You're saying that. Oh, that's where the magic
what are you
lies.
talking about?
That's what you do, Dick. That's what you rely on, and you're projecting that.
Rely on what? What do you mean? What do I rely on?
Oh, that where you wager your reputation and your the magic lies in this little thin area here. You're projecting. This is Oculus. This is Oculus.
Nice armchair psychology.
Yeah, what are you talking? Explain. Stop saying the word projecting.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
There's Oculus Dick here, because you see things through your prism, so you think that other people are kind of doing the same thing.
No. I'm saying when you get to a point where you have a stat in your head, and you think it's true, you have to make the decision without looking it up. You have to make the decision to either go with it or not. You have to base choices on that and make statements based on something that you don't know for sure, but you believe it.
Well, Dick, I agree that you are saying those words. So go on.
Okay. So you pause the episode, right?
I tried
to look it up.
I tried.
Yeah, but I don't like pausing conversations. You know that about me, especially to look up stats that I think are worthless.
To carry on a point we made, yes.
So you found that the life expectancy, which is now like 80, right?
Yeah.
And you looked it up because you said it was 50, and that seemed low to me. And you looked it up, and Google said it is in fact 50.
No, I said it was more than doubled. It had more than doubled since like the 19th century, the turn of the 19th century.
So it was down at 40.
Yeah,
Look,
it was
a big drop, a drop that I thought was staggering, right?
Yeah.
So you looked it up, and conversation continued after that, as much as it could. It limped along after that. This guy, Kyle Simmons, and this is my point. He says, hey, Dick, just wanted to let you know that the average life expectancy was so much lower because the infant mortality rate was so much higher. People still lived to be pretty much the same age as we do now. They were just more likely to die as a baby, so cram this dildo of knowledge down Maddox's throat. That's unnecessary. I don't know why I put that. Yes, your hair fucking rules. Well, I'm crazy for Swayze. What's that guy's the shout-outs that these emails throw in at the end?
What's that guy's name?
His real name?
Yeah.
Kyle Simmons.
Kyle Simmons. Oh, too bad, Kyle Simmons. Too bad you didn't actually look more into those stats.
Oh, Christ.
Because they didn't count babies in that mortality rate. In fact, if they had counted babies in that mortality rate, it drops the mortality rate or the life expectancy to about like 14 years or something absurd. Because so many times, because that's when the majority of people die is when they're babies. They don't make it out of childbirth. So they only count people who grow past the age 6 or something like that. Because otherwise it totally throws off the skew. So sorry, dickhead. No, that doesn't count. Look,
here's my point. Here's why smartphone fact-finding fuckheads is a problem.
Yeah.
Because none of this shit matters. What matters is, it's interesting to me that you think the life expectancy is so incredibly low, and I don't believe it. Yeah, well, that's the interesting part. What's interesting is why you think that to me. And that's this fact-finding fuckery that's happening because of smartphones is just killing conversations. All day, every day. And that's a huge problem to me.
Dick, I'm so glad that you brought this up. Because I really wanted to talk about this. Because that was a really interesting thing you said during that episode.
Yeah.
No. You waiting for that backhanded compliment? It's coming.
That was a backhanded compliment. I'm waiting for the other slap.
The slap's coming, buddy.
Yeah.
So that was really interesting what you said, because you think it's interesting that I may have a perspective that may be incorrect based on some non-factual knowledge, right? You think that's interesting, rather than the actual fact that supports the point that makes a solid argument in favor or against whatever I'm saying, right? You think the process is more interesting than the conclusion.
Yes.
Stupid.
That's stupid. What's more important?
Crazy.
Dick, what's more important is the actual cohesive argument. That's what's important. Not whether or not I may have read a wrong statistic or I got my facts jumbled or confused in my mind. And here's the second point I want to bring up. I'll get back to this. But the second point I wanted to bring up is I thought this was a really interesting problem you brought in this week, because I thought you were specifically going to talk about how the fact-finding dickheads kill conversations.
Yeah, they do.
But usually the fact-finding dickheads, this is the type of conversation. This actually happened to me 2 days ago. I was sitting around talking about the movie Jurassic Park. And my friend and I couldn't remember for the life of us who the actor was, the main actor, the guy with the big wart on
Here
his
we
face.
go. And some asshole is like, it's like a gunslinger in the Wild West. If someone doesn't know a fact, boom, they bust them out of their pockets, and it's like Quick Draw McGraw with their smartphones.
Right. And the name of the actor was irrelevant to our conversation.
Totally irrelevant.
It could have made no difference. In fact, I literally said, it makes no difference. Let's just say his name was Bill or Bob. It makes absolutely no difference.
Yeah.
Because we're not talking about that actor. We're just talking about Jurassic Park, right?
Right.
So, of course, the conversation got derailed, and we went on this fact-finding mission for this irrelevant information.
Yeah.
However, the difference with that conversation that we had on our episode where I was talking about life expectancy, you were disputing a fact that I was making, so that was relevant. That was something that we had to know before we went on, not a superfluous little tidbit of information like the actor from Jurassic Park.
Slippery slope.
No, it's a very clear.
No, look,
slope.
I agree with what you're saying. I agree with what you're saying that there sometimes a fact can be relevant. Sean and I were driving over here, and he was asking when opening day was, and I looked it up on my phone. You saw it because opening day of the Dodger Stadium, right? Because I go to opening day every year at Dodger Stadium.
Explain what opening day is to
opening day
to
of
people
baseball.
who-
First day of the first home game of the season is opening day. It's a big party. They fly the B-2 bomber over the stadium.
Yeah.
Usually the stealth bomber.
Yeah.
A lot of fun. You get drunk.
Don't blink or you miss it.
Oh,
The bomber,
because
yeah.
it's so quiet, man. It's like a UFO
Yeah.
that comes in.
And it's like gone in a second too. It's like, oh, okay, I guess that was cool.
What do you want us
What
to
do you
do?
mean?
Hover?
Yeah. Just fly around a couple times, drop some streamers, some smoke streamers, something.
I am smoke streamers out of a B-2 war machine.
Yeah, they'll figure it out. I believe in America, Dick.
Yeah. I think they like to still have some respect for themselves, though, when they're flying it over. Like, this is a show of our military might.
Come on, Blue Angels. Blue Angels is a show of our military might, buddy.
Yeah. All right. I like to do that. So,
Yeah.
even bringing this problem in, I was looking it up on my phone, and there's definitely a difference between something that's relevant to that. Well, this will help the conversation. Right now, the conversation is stymied on knowing this fact, so I'm looking it up. But usually, like in the case of the guy from Jurassic Park, it's just not.
Yeah, so that's where I thought you were going more with this problem.
Well, I
that
am.
is the gist of your problem, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm on board with that. Because it does derail conversations, and it's not fucking important. Look, guys, try to transport yourselves to a time before cell phones existed. Or before you had this little book of knowledge with you at all times. It's called Wikipedia that you can look up any fucking time you go, I'm going to submit the following criteria on whether or not you should go on a fact-finding mission during a conversation. Ask yourself if it's relevant to the conversation. Then, if knowing that knowledge changes anything, because usually if you just say, oh, I knew it, and then you just move on, no one fucking cares. No one cares that you knew it, or you thought you knew it, or it was somebody. It's that little itch that you gotta scratch inside your brain. It's like, oh, I have that, it's just on the tip of my tongue.
It's just selfish gratification.
Yeah.
It's like jerking off in the middle of the conversation. It is just as offensive as just jerking off, because it's just, oh, I need this. I need to satisfy this curiosity.
That's
me.
That's a great way of putting it, Dick. I agree. It's intellectual jerking off.
No, I was talking to this girl last night. I was driving her home, and she was telling me something about like a cricket league. And she threw out the acronym, and I said, what does that stand for? Right? ANZAR or something like that. Not relevant at all.
Right.
Right? Just to get her talking,
Right.
You gotta keep them talking.
Sure.
Keep the rational mind working, so the sex mind can, so that doesn't know. So the one hand doesn't know what the other's doing. You know what I'm saying?
Do you actually know this psychological theory? This principle that you're quoting here?
I mean, I've done extensive research.
Have you
in
really?
this field.
This is an actual thing. It's
What?
true.
What
you're
I'm saying is
what
true?
you're saying is true.
Tell me more. What do you mean?
I listened to this episode of Radio Lab a long time ago, and they talked about how the rational mind and the subconscious are two different things.
Yeah.
And they gave specifically an example where, on average, the average person can remember around 7 digits at any given time. More than 7, they start to drop off. It's a big bell curve, and then anything before 7 is fine. Everyone can remember up to 7 digits. So they gave people, as an experiment, different numbers of digits to memorize, and then the researchers said, okay, go down the hallway to this other room and get a refreshment. the people who were memorizing numbers that were less than 7, like 4-digit numbers, 5-digit numbers, when they were offered snacks of grapes or chocolate cake, they overwhelmingly chose the healthier option, which is grapes. And then the people who were memorizing 7 digits or more overwhelmingly chose chocolate cake.
So science is proving this is a great dick tip, by the way. If you keep their mind working, they will satisfy their baser impulses.
Their primal impulses.
Are you kidding me?
And this isn't a dick tip, Dick. I just fucking said it.
Yeah, but I threw it into getting laid. I took science and applied it.
Yeah. You know what? You get the dick tip, and then they get the Maddox shaft.
I had it all the way done and then a little bit finished.
Yeah, but that's an actual true principle that actually works.
Well, the fucking phone killed it. Because instead of trying to remember and like telling me instead of this girl coming up with what this acronym was, she pulled out her phone and started looking for it, and I was like, oh god, and then I went off into a rant about looking up facts on your smartphone, and next thing you know, I gotta start over. I gotta start the seduction process over again.
I didn't know you started to begin with. You're talking about what the acronym of cricket.
She was interested in it. She was talking about home.
Oh,
yeah.
Talking about her dad. Did you ask her how her dad is?
Yeah.
How her relationship with her dad is?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. And so how'd that play out, Dick? Did you end up betting this chick? Or?
Yes.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Was it somebody you already knew or totally new?
I knew her.
Okay. Doesn't count. Sorry, I'll give you partial credit for that, Dick.
Yeah, I do think, like, I get where you're coming from with your whole stats thing, but I do think it's more interesting to nail people down on why they think a stats is the way it is versus looking it up. Like that age thing, because you look it up and we just move on. You don't learn about someone's, like, beliefs of how society was back then with the age thing specifically, or someone's prejudices. Not negatively, but just like about the way they see things back in the day.
Dick, that explanation is good. However, I don't think it applied to knowing the mortality rate in context of that conversation, because that means absolutely not. Like, I have no opinion about the mortality rate around the turn of the century. It is what it is. Whether I look it up and it's 30 years old or 40 years old or 50 years old, it's just a number, and it was to prove a point that humanity, remember the argument we were having? I was saying that humanity has improved the mortality rate over time. And you were using that as an argument. The context was to say that the Oculus Rift isn't going to work as we suspect because humanity always fails, blah, blah, blah. And I gave an example that the mortality rate has improved over time. It was relevant. I changed my mind. It was relevant. It was relevant. But my opinion of that number is irrelevant. That's not interesting.
I think it is.
No.
I think it is though.
Why? Tell me why. I not only don't think that that's the most interesting part, I don't think that's interesting at all.
No, it's interesting to me.
Why?
Because I want to know why you think that. Like, I want to know why that piece of data is important to you, first of all.
Dick, I read it. Well, you know why it's important in the context of that argument, but I read it in a book. That's why I think that.
But
I read it in a book somewhere.
It's in contention. Like, even this guy here, Kyle Simmons, has an opinion on it. Like, it's not like he's got counterfacts.
Yeah, he's got an uninformed opinion. That's why I have that little disclaimer on the comments section on the website that says uninformed opinions. Go ahead and place them here, and then our fans listen to it. They post their uninformed opinions. Because that guy, if you include babies in that mortality rate, it drastically throws the average off.
Well, now I don't know who to believe.
Well, Dick, you should always put your trust in me.
That's the thing. I don't know who to believe now, and I didn't learn anything about anybody.
Okay, so does that undermine what you said or what I said? Think about it, Dick.
You.
Dick,
I didn't have to think very long. Look it up on Google. Who does that undermine?
Yeah.
Me or you?
Great.
The average average cell phone user reaches for their phone at 7:30 a.m. in the morning. I got some stats on the Daily Mail. They spend 3 hours and 16 minutes a day on their phone. That amounts to 1 full day a week.
I believe that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy. 4 out of 10 people have been feeling lost without their gadgets.
Oh yeah, it's an addiction. It's absolutely an addiction. You know, Dick, I went through way back in the day, and when I had a QWERTY phone that wasn't a total piece of shit like the one I have now.
QWERTY, for people who don't know, is the keyboard.
Yeah, the full physical keyboard. When I had a really good phone, it was the Nokia E90. If you guys look this up, this phone had by far the best mobile keyboard I've ever used. I could type so fast on this thing. There was a dedicated control key, a tab key, there was a pipe key, and I used all of these things to SSH into my shell server and do actual work. I could run Quake on this phone. Quake would run, and it was networked through Bluetooth. It was unbelievable. So this keyboard allowed me to type so fast that I would sometimes send up to 20 text messages in under a minute to different people, different groups, organizing events, telling people where to be, what time to show up.
What are you, like a community organizer?
Yeah.
What do you mean? What are you doing?
I was organizing different people. I was telling people where to show up for different groups that I was in at the time. Yeah, that sort of thing. So I was sending out so many texts. Out of curiosity, I thought, I wonder how many texts I'm sending in a month. And I did the math, and I went to my cell provider, and I looked at the total number of text messages. Then I looked at the average length of each one of my text messages, converted it to words, and then converted the number of words to pages. And it turned out I had written around 120 pages of text just through my cell phone through sending text messages in 1 month.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's not as alarming to me as the amount of analysis you put into, like, your life.
Yeah.
Like, analyzing your bills and calculating words per text and stuff. Man, I don't do any of that.
Yeah, I know, Dick.
Do you know anyone else who does that?
No, I don't. I don't know as many people who are as introspective. Yeah.
All right, well, that's my problem. It is an addiction. And if you call anyone on it, they say the same thing that an addict says. I had to do it. I have this curiosity that I had to satisfy it.
Yeah, they can't not touch their cell phones. It's insane. It is an addiction. But speaking of other addictions, Dick, I got an addiction for you. Being an idiot. Specifically, being a well-intentioned idiot. That's my problem this week, Dick.
Oh.
Well-intentioned idiots. Oh, yeah, thank you.
Like your article.
Yeah, so I wrote this article. Got spread around quite a bit. I hate to use the word viral, but it resonated with a lot of people.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I was surprised.
About the article?
That it resonated with so many people.
Oh,
because I don't know that it didn't upset me at all, and it upset you a lot, and it looks like it upset a lot of other people too. But I mean, that's your thing. Like, you know what people think.
Yeah. Well, so let's fill in the people who don't know. The article was titled "The Dancing Man and the Cult of Well-Intentioned Idiots." Dick, about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, there was this picture that showed up on 4chan of this fat guy, and there was a caption on the picture that said, "Spotted the specimen trying to dance the other week. He stopped when he saw us laughing." Okay, that's a very mean-spirited comment. It shows this fat guy who was in motion in one shot, and then the second shot shows him looking down and a little bit sad. A little bit. The only problem is this was posted in the /B forum on 4chan, and let me read you the heading for /B. It says, "The stories and information posted here are artistic works of fiction and falsehood. Only a fool would take anything posted here as fact."
Yeah, that's just I think that's more of a general disclaimer, though, to get them away from, like, all the illegal stuff everybody always talks about doing.
Possibly.
But I believe what you're saying.
Yeah.
That it didn't happen the way the kids said it did. 'Cause it seems like they're bragging about making a fat guy feel bad. And then I already think that's bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, I think they didn't do it.
Well, there's just simply no evidence for any of this. Look, if you ask somebody, so this group of women called.
I'm sorry, can I interrupt you for 1 second? Sean, do you understand what he's talking about? Because I don't know if you saw this dancing fat guy thing, but does it make sense the way Maddox is describing it?
Yeah, I saw a little bit about it.
Okay, I'm just making sure because I'm very familiar with this, and I want to make sure it's someone who isn't.
Crystal clear, right?
I'm in.
All right, we're all on the same page. This group of women in Los Angeles, there's this group called GNI, and it's all girls only. Just a bunch of girls in this group.
Sexist.
It's a hidden. It is. I believe, because I don't know of any groups that are just that I'm part of that are just guys. I don't join any groups like, oh, hey guys, men only here. Who gives a shit? So this group is women's only, and they decided to throw a little something for this guy. They decided to, first of all, put out a virtual manhunt to find this guy.
Yeah.
And then they wanted to throw him a party with just 1,700 women dancing for him.
That sounds pretty cool. That's why I didn't get why you were pissed off about it. Like, that sounds like a dream. Like, this guy fell into an oil well. He fell into a pot of gold.
What if he's gay, Dick?
Hey, gay guys like dancing with broads.
Do they?
Yeah.
Why? Why specifically? Because they're making an assumption about this guy's sex. Why
No,
specifically?
because chicks are fun.
Are
man.
they?
You know what?
These chicks? They
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
1,700 chicks. They've probably got a lot of fun ones in there. They like dancing.
More projection, more projecting. Dick's projecting what he likes on other people. That's what this is.
Maddox, it's a bunch of chicks that like dancing. They're party girls. They pride themselves on their ability to have fun.
Dick, it's condescending. Why don't you let this man have his dignity and he's not a fucking baby, he's not a child. If someone actually, look, if this happened exactly as this troll says on 4chan and they actually made this guy stop dancing by laughing at him.
Yeah.
First of all, he's an adult and he can handle it his fucking self. And second, you're trusting this person, this anonymous person, this commenter on 4chan who has said this mean thing about this person. So at best, this person is ambiguous, ethically ambiguous, and at worst, he's malevolent. So you're choosing to trust the words of a malevolent person who's making this claim about this picture, this non-contextualized picture. If you look at that picture again, it looks like he could just be looking down to reach for his cell phone. In fact, given the stats that you just cited, Dick, it's more likely that he was reaching for his cell phone than he was dancing in this room full of people.
I agree. However, as the guy doesn't matter. The guy's irrelevant. As soon as it gets posted to the internet, the context becomes the story. You see what I'm saying? Like the guy, as soon as those kids said, we did this, we made this fat guy feel bad for dancing, it doesn't matter what actually happened. Now the context is the story. It's an ideology. So the response is, to me, has nothing to do with the guy, and it's just a bunch of girls who want to make people feel good about dancing.
They want to make themselves feel good. This is narcissism.
Yeah.
They want attention. Look, they said in this, so they created this flyer that they started tweeting around, and all the Hive got a hold of it, and they started retweeting it.
Find the fat man?
Yeah, find the fat man is it's I believe the hashtag. It was find fatty, hashtag find fatty. And it says,
was it?
No.
No, what is like find
it
a
was
dancing
find
man?
dancing man.
Oh, please.
Yeah, because that's the dimension. That's the one vertice that they're okay to glom onto.
The cops show up. Hey, can you describe the guy? Oh, he was dancing.
Yeah. You know the dancing guy?
Yeah.
What? Anything else? He had a striped shirt on. Yeah. Anything physical? Anything going on there?
He was wearing glasses.
Glasses. White guy. It's okay to say white. Yeah, he's white.
Yeah.
Anything else?
He was 600 pounds.
Oh, he was morbidly obese? Why didn't you start with that fuckface? No, fine dancing man.
My friend actually once said to me, legitimately, but yeah, I don't think it's appropriate for there to be race in like APB when the police are looking for a suspect. Like, give me one legitimate reason why they would have race in that. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? It's like the most identifiable thing about you if you're being sought after.
It's the most identifiable dimension of your description, dickhead. Of course it's relevant.
Anyway.
If someone's wearing glasses, I'm going to be like, yeah, the guy over there with the glasses. I'm trying to be efficient with my language and just point out the person. If someone's over there black, I'm going to, yeah, the black guy. If he's standing amongst a bunch of black people, then I'm going to use something else that's descriptive. Aren't I? Yeah. So they were looking for this guy, and they put this big flyer out. It says, can't bring me down. Can't is missing an apostrophe. Then they said, dancing man.
Sean's face.
Yeah. They said, dancing man, we don't know much about you. Correction, idiots. You don't know anything. Anything about him.
Yeah?
You don't know that he was dancing even. You don't know that he was shamed even. You don't know that he was sad even. You don't know that he's not part of a witness protection program and he doesn't want to be found even. You don't know that he's taking some time off from work and he doesn't want his boss to see this picture of him because he's not supposed to be there. You don't know anything about this guy. Nothing.
That's a stretch, though. The witness protection law.
Dick, you don't know anything. If you don't know anything about someone and you're just publicizing this picture to millions of people based on an assumption, based on the context of a troll who said something mean about him.
Yeah, but are you really concerned about him getting outed doing something he's not? Like, I feel like a lot of your righteous indignation comes from these girls are self-serving narcissists and they're parading around like they're doing a good thing, like very anti-bullying, but they're really just making themselves feel good. It's not really about the witness protection stuff.
Dick, it's not about that. What this is about is that these girls, they don't even realize it. Their goodwill and their good cheer, their well-intentions, by doing this, by spreading his image to millions of people, they have in effect bullied this man into coming out into the public. they put so much pressure on him. Millions of people are looking for somebody. What are you gonna do? Just sit in your closet and hope that nobody? There were people
Eating ho-hos.
There were people. Good one, Dick. There were people who were looking for this guy, and some dude, I think his name is Marcus or something, Tucker Marcus, something like that. This dude posted a picture of this guy. He said, "I think I found him." So, of course, the dancing man has been outed, and now, whether he likes it or not, he feels pressured to come out because millions of bullies are looking for him. They have bullied this man who may have not even been bullied to begin with.
All right, bullied into going to a rave held in his honor? What? Is that so bad?
It's a literal pity party, Dick. Leave this man his dignity. Maybe he was shamed, maybe he wasn't. What if it turns out he wasn't shamed at all, and now because he's fat, everyone feels pity for him, and these same fucking women wouldn't give him the time of day in real life. They would never come up to this guy. I had so many fat...
Oh, that's absolutely true.
Yeah, absolutely fucking true. And that's why it's so condescending, Dick, because there's a line in here. It says, "We are prepared to throw you quite the dance party just for you if you'd have us." To be clear, it's 1,727 of us, and we are all women. Now, the presumption here is that the dancing man cares that he is going to get attention from women. They're assuming that he doesn't already.
Women are more fun. Dude, that's a real thing. I know there's research on that.
Listen to the argument I just said.
Okay.
The presumption is that this man doesn't get attention from women already.
Wait a minute, why is that the presumption? They're just saying they're throwing a big party and it's going to be full of chicks.
They're specifically saying, to be clear, it's 1,727 of us, period. And we are all women, period.
Yeah.
As if that's a selling point. As if
You don't think that is?
Dick, it's only a selling point to somebody who doesn't already... What if he's already getting the attention of 1,700 women?
Hey, double down. That sounds like a good deal.
Dick, it's condescending. You're making the assumption about this guy that he doesn't get attention from women, and B, A, that he doesn't, and B, that he wants it or needs it.
I think that's a safe assumption to make, that throwing someone a party is nice, especially if it's full of women.
Dick,
you don't think so?
Dick, look, whether or not it's true,
I mean, odds are it's true.
Odds are it's true. I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. And you know what, guys? This guy may actually want this attention. He may want it, and he may be okay with this. But you don't know that, and he might not want to, but now we can never know for sure because he's been pressured and bullied into coming out into the public. And in fact, Dick, I have a quote from the dancing man. Once they found him, all these people, all the media outlets were trying to get attention and interview with him, right?
Gotta sell ads.
He tweeted to ABC's Gisela, one of the anchors on there. He says, "I'm trying to keep a low profile. Turned down a couple interviews yesterday as well. Promise we'll provide interview when they're blank," because it's fucking Twitter and it got cut off. But he specifically said he's trying to keep a low profile. Why do you think that is, Dick?
Because he probably doesn't like the spotlight. That's not weird.
But now he has the pressure of millions of people breathing down his neck to behave in a certain way to fit in this narrative that he's been bullied, which we don't even fucking know. Whatever happened to fact-checking? Whatever happened to journalism?
Well, this is just a bunch of chicks, though. They're not journalists.
No, but you know who is a journalist, Dick? ABC7. Here's what they said.
Heard the expression, dance like no one's watching? Yeah. Well, that cyberbully nearly dashed one UK man's dancing dream.
Yeah. So they say, without doing any fact-checking, without one iota of evidence. And here's what they follow up with.
But thanks to some viral vindication, that body-shaming victim is soon to be center stage at a star-studded dance party here in LA with more ladies than he can count.
Well, if he wasn't a victim, then he was when they put it all over the news.
Exactly.
Like, even if the story was fake, he turns on the TV and goes, "Oh, everyone's making fun of me because I'm fat," or everyone thinks that. That sucks.
And now, whether or not this narrative is true, it's become true. It's what people believe. They believe he's a victim. And without, they have taken away his agency to choose whether or not he was victimized. They have already labeled him. They've branded this man a victim. They made this man look weak. Don't you see how condescending that is?
I guess I don't really read all this stuff into that. It just seems like an ideological battle with a bunch of party girls and fame-whoring celebrities being opportunists, throwing a guy a big party because they want their agenda of party all the time to get through. They want. I think I think they're well-intentioned, as you say.
Yes.
I do believe that the road to what is the saying? The road to hell is paved with good intentions. I do believe that.
Yeah.
I don't think that my idea of hell is not 1,700 dancing girls.
Dick, stop thinking with your dick. For 1 second.
I'm not thinking about banging them. I like to party.
Great, Dick. That's you. But just for a minute, put yourself in the shoes of this guy, where everybody in the world is calling you a victim when you aren't one. Think about how that would make you feel if everybody thought you were a victim. Wouldn't that make you feel weak? Wouldn't that make you feel insulted at the very least? What about you, Sean? Would you feel insulted if everyone called you a victim and they started passing this picture around and millions of people saw it and they said, hey, Dancing Sean, why don't you come out of the closet and dance with us?
If it was I'm completely on board with Maddox on this.
What? Yeah.
And it does matter also that he's fat, I think, because fat people get constantly teased their whole lives for one thing, being fat. It's not like most people who are, go up to school, oh, you're a nerd, oh, you're ugly, oh, you get teased for different things. So fat people are probably really sensitive to it because it's like, I got bullied again for what? For being fat.
Right.
Being fat, being fat, being fat. It's just this recurring thing. So they probably don't want to draw attention to it.
Yeah, this is
the opposite. What's that? This is the opposite. That they're drawing attention to
his fatness. Yeah.
Because he's fat. We're gonna throw you, like you said, a literal pity party.
You know, I think now I'm thinking if Sean agrees, I gotta rethink my whole thing. Because this is, if I'm those bullies, right? If I bullied this guy into not dancing, like if I made fun of him, whatever, bullying, and then posted it to the internet, this is the best case scenario. This is a successful bullying beyond my wildest dreams.
Sure.
You know? Like, I don't feel like a sort of anti-bullying was sunk in my heart by this.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is great. This is better. Now, I've not only manipulated this one guy into not dancing, I've manipulated thousands of people into doing what I want.
Yeah, you gave this bully the most attention. You give him the biggest platform.
Yeah.
And by the way, here's something that many people who are skinny don't know. Because I used to be fat. Right. And fat people don't like to be photographed. I don't know if you know this, but most fat people, if they feel insecure about their bodies, which many do, they're not very proud of their bodies, and they don't want their bodies to be photographed. Whether you're comfortable in your skin or not, they don't want to be photographed. I didn't. I was confident as a fat person. I'm more confident today. However, I look at my old photos, and I didn't have as many photos as I have today because I at some point, you don't want to be photographed. So now they're taking this picture of this guy and posting it around everywhere. And he felt pressured to post this picture of himself.
He did seem uncomfortable when he responded on Twitter.
Yeah, of course.
He did seem uncomfortable.
Of course. And now millions of people are scrutinizing his body and saying it's okay and we're not body shaming. You are. You are body shaming. You're making this guy feel self-conscious just by putting his picture up in front of millions of people. Don't use him as your poster boy unless he chooses to be, unless he wants to be. You guys played his hand for him. You pressured him into doing this. And at the end of this, and at the end of this flyer, it says, "May we have this dance?" You know, these women.
Yeah.
And then it said, "Sincerely." They spelled sincerely wrong.
Oh man, that's how you know they love to party.
Yeah.
All typos.
You know, these women, a lot of them are very attractive. I've seen some of them. I got in an argument with one on Twitter who didn't even understand the.
I read part of it.
Yeah. This chick, I forget her handle.
She had the kind of like typing persona that made you want to strangle her. Like with her like winky smiley, like her condescending winky smiley face is like a 13-year-old girl. You know? Did you get that vibe from her?
Well, I didn't want to strangle her, but yeah, she's.
That's an urge. Like when you read a text from a girl who's like who's trying to rev you up, you know, who's being a little bitch.
She sent me a tweet and she said, "Hey Maddox, that 37. Oh, by the way, I haven't mentioned this yet, but they raised over $37,000 as of this podcast recording. They've raised $39,000 to throw this guy a dance party. And she said, "Hey Maddox, you should do more research because that's actually for charity." And so I did more research.
Charity.
Yeah, I did more research, and so what happened is initially when they put out this campaign to raise funds for Dancing Man, and that's what it's called. Let's not have any pretensions here about it being anything other than a fund for this giant fucking dance party, because that's what the fund was called. It says Dance Party for Dancing Man. Yeah. That's what it's called. Sure. That's what people are donating for. Yeah. $39,000, and she said it's for charity. And then I looked, and it said there's a little asterisk. One sentence in the entire fund of like 5 pages, they said, or 5 updates, they said, "Any proceeds not used for the dance party will be donated to charity." So whatever's left, guys, whatever's left after we fly this guy out and buy all the booze and pay for the lights and all this shit, it's supposedly all donated, but you know it's not.
It's not. I hate that they do that. Like, why? Just take it. Just buy more stuff with it. Why does everything have to go to charity?
Well, it
Like
doesn't, Dick.
seriously, what? Just keep it. Like, why do you have to say it? Why do you have to feel bad that your little campaign worked? Why is there a guilt associated with it?
You know, I'll tell you why.
Get a Ferris wheel. Just spend it. Be like Brewster's Millions. Get Tommy Lasorda to show up. Bring him back to life. I know he's dead. Is he dead? No. He's alive. Yeah, pay his ass to show up. He's a fat guy. He'll dance. All right. Pick the Ferris wheel.
Yeah.
It's gotta be expensive. I'm trying to spend money.
I'll tell you why, Dick. Because the chorus of criticism, right? It started to become louder and louder, led with me, of people criticizing these women. They're saying, hey guys, enough's enough. You've raised $40,000 for a dance for a guy who you don't know. He might be a child molester, he might be a criminal, he might be something. You don't know anything about this man.
But it's the ideology. They don't want this. It does nothing to do with him.
Well, it has nothing to do with him. But they
Right.
raised these funds for this stranger who they know nothing about. He may be a convicted felon. You know nothing about this guy. You raised $40,000 to give this guy the day of his life, supposedly, which, by the way, immediately the day after he's going to go to his dead-end job and just fucking rot in a cubicle. But this guy, and again, I'm making an assumption there. We don't know anything about this guy. So this guy, he raised $40,000, and people are criticizing him. Enough is enough. There are people who actually need this money, who actually need these funds. There's a child, like the same day this story dropped, there's a child whose parents got killed by Boko Haram in Nigeria. He's growing up. Boko Haram is a terrorist organization. They kidnapped a bunch of girls a while back because they didn't want them. They wanted them to go to madrasas instead of getting a traditional education. So they killed this child's mother.
They weren't using them to throw a dance party for a cat guy?
No, they weren't. They were terrorizing them and potentially sexually assaulting them.
I see. Okay.
So there's a child in Nigeria who's growing up without a mother, who could probably use, I don't know, maybe a quarter of the funds you've raised for a fucking dance party to make his life instrumentally better, significantly better. And instead, these women are focused on their narcissism. In fact, there's a quote from this girl.
Yeah, but wait a minute. I gotta stop you there. Because the whole, the money should go to the biggest suffering people, I don't agree with. It's just people are given this money because they support the cause, whatever it is. So they want to, they like the spectacle that they're seeing. They believe people should feel good about dancing no matter what. I agree with that. It's a good ad for that.
Yeah,
No, but you're making more sense than I thought initially.
Yeah. Do you think that also these people would think that you should grow up with both parents and that one shouldn't get shot in the head?
I don't think you always have to think about the suffering of the world.
You don't.
I really don't.
I agree. And I think that it's dangerous to go down this moral slippery slope where you say, well, you could do more. Everyone could always do more.
Yeah,
Look, I'm not raising $30,000, $40,000 for this child in Nigeria.
Everyone could also do worse. I could be doing a lot worse.
Yeah.
You ever thought about that?
Well,
Huh? Start doing it right now.
I don't know if you can, Dick. Yeah, so you could do worse, you could do better. Look, if they raise, say...
Hey, sorry. Google it again, sorry.
Okay.
Tell you what, they don't have the kind I need, so I'm gonna go. I have to take Courtney to work.